All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like you need to play, do you know that? That big like powerlifting song if we're going to do that. Yeah, see, I knew you'd know.
All right. So, are we all ready to go, people? Everybody's happy, everybody's throat is cleared, everybody's ready to rock.
Happy is a bit of a stretch, but you know.
Okay. Well, you know.
Yeah, I'm ready. Maeve is
Happy's
present.
a bit of a fucking stretch.
All right. Well, you know, you're a powerlifter, so you can't ask for too much.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We're not generally happy with anything.
I would say I'm like pretty happy at the minute.
You mean today?
Or general?
In general, the last couple of weeks I've been like enthusiastic. I think there's a difference.
Internally?
Wow.
Anyway, Maeve, cue intro music, please.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm waiting for you to cue the intro music.
Do it.
No. I can't say that on the internet.
Broadcasting from the heart of Ireland, this is the Lift Éire Podcast, the voice of Irish strength sports, with your hosts Ian Benson, Maeve and Ian, Jack Kenny and Alex Cremens.
I teach.
Anyway, I hope everybody actually enjoyed our intro. If you enjoyed our intro music or intro in general, leave something in the comments or hit us with a DM if you hate it. Especially if you dislike the intro. What don't you like about the intro? Jack Kenny actually edited the whole thing.
Jack, when did you learn them skills?
Oh, I'm actually so shocked, yeah.
Just a man of many talents.
He is a man of many talents. He is a man of many, many talents. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, hims and hers. I'm going to have to cut that out, am I? Fiends and Bjors.
Fiends, Bjors.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting it out. What did I say? Fiends and Bjors, welcome back to the Lift Éire Podcast. We are now on episode 13. I believe, I'm pretty sure it's episode 13.
We hope.
Lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13.
Do you think it's an unlucky number?
You are, who knows? But I mean, can I finish my, I can't. All right, who wants to be the host today?
Sorry.
Welcome back to the Lift Éire Podcast.
Fuck's sake.
You are joined today by Jack and Maeve, from what I can fucking tell, because I can't get a fucking word in.
Kenny, Benny, and Maeve.
Kenny, Benny, and Mavis.
I sound like I'm the odd one out. Well, I am.
But you're kind of like, yeah, the odd one out.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, sound.
No, you remember when like you've got like Bart and Millhouse, and then like Lisa would tag along.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like the tag along. Am I your friend or am I just, we
You're
bring
like-
her out for the day, like God help
We're
her.
like Ralph Wiggum.
No, like we're not your SNAs.
But you're not my friend is what you're confirming.
No, we're
there.
definitely your friend. We're definitely your friend.
Okay, that's good to know.
We're definitely your friend. Anyway, lads, before we start really offending each other and anybody else, what's the crack? Any scare with anyone? Anybody have any updates? Yeah, go on, Jack. Please, save us.
I booked a trip to Australia.
Ooh.
That's a big update.
Booked a trip to Australia. I booked it like a week ago. Myself and the missus going over for 2 and a bit weeks to Sydney.
Oh, nice.
2 weeks in Sydney. Yeah.
When are you going?
The 5th of May. Come back like the 18th or the 19th.
I know Alex isn't here today, but I wish he was, because 2 weeks in Sydney is longer than Alex last year.
He lasted like 2 days. maybe a week. But I actually used to live over in Oz. I lived over in Melbourne for under a year. And my missus, she's been wanting to go to Australia for a while. And herself and a few of her friends, like they're in kind of like a travel group.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out with the other 3. So I just said, listen, if no one will go with you, sure, I'll make it happen. And we were talking about it for a few weeks, and then we just pulled the trigger on it like last week.
Class.
Booked flights, got the visa. The visa is actually super easy. You literally just download an app from the Home Affairs office, fill it out 5 minutes later, you get an email back.
Oh, wow.
It's so ridiculously easy. Cost $20, which is like €12.
Yeah.
And sorted. Super easy to get it. And yeah, going to sort out accommodation, but we'll figure it out.
it's so sorry. You said 2 weeks in
2 weeks in Sydney.
Sydney, and it's just 2 week in and out trip. You're
Pretty
staying in
much,
Sydney
yeah.
for 2 weeks. When are you going?
We're going, I think, is it like the 4th or 5th of May? We're going just before the May bank holiday.
Oh, it's
We're
not that
flying
long
out
away at all.
Sunday. Yeah, because I wanted to do it after the camp, and she was able to get 3 weeks off from work in May, so it just kind of worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
But we go to Sydney, go up to Brisbane for like a day or two, and might try and go up to Cairns to go see the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh yeah, class.
Maybe something like that.
Rent a car and stuff, and just
Something
take
like
off.
that, yeah.
So Australia's so big.
But that's it, because when I was in Melbourne, COVID happened and the whole place went into lockdown. And Andrew Blackwood at the time was actually living in Melbourne as well. But it's to cut a long story short, his missus, him and her, they went living in this like very rural part, like out in the outback. And I ended up driving to them. I drove for 4 hours, almost in a straight line.
Yeah.
And like on the map of Australia, it was just like the most
Minuscule.
insignificant
Yeah, you
dot.
literally
Gas.
made no distance whatsoever.
Yeah, like thinking I would have driven from like Cork to Belfast in that time. But over there, I drove from the edge of one state to just into the other. Like it was like tiny, like.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
Made no dent in it whatsoever.
Made no dent at all.
And here I am complaining about having to drive to Bangor on Saturday.
How far of a drive? We actually looked it up last week. Is it 2.5 hours, 3 hours?
3
No, it's like
hours.
4 and a bit, isn't it?
How many kilometres was it? 400, 300 kilometres?
400, yeah.
Yeah, 400 kilometres.
398, I think.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
398.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way over the top. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely no need for it whatsoever.
No, it is 4 because I looked it up from Port and it's like 3 hours. So
Yeah, but they've done a couple of comps up there. We'll get into that in a little bit. Maeve, what about yourself? Any news? So Jack's
4
off to
hours.
Oz. Yeah, 4 hours. How many kilometres? Probably
381 from here.
Yeah, so the bones of 400.
So you'll be 400 from your house. Like.
yeah, yeah.
God damn.
Class.
That's
Awesome.
grim enough.
Anyway, moving on.
What about your training and stuff, Jack? I think we should start maybe a little bit of training updates. We all train, don't we? Just
We all
Yeah,
train. We
yeah.
all do train. So yeah, training's going pretty good.
How'd your squats go on Saturday?
They actually went fine. I was training up in Galway, up in Planet Health in Urban Barbell, Galway.
UBG.
UBG. It was week 3, and I was there pretty much alone. One guy came in, Colin. He actually came in. We were squatting together, but
Big dog Col.
Big dog
Colin
Colin. Really
Lynch.
nice guy. Real nice guy. Very fucking strong too. Jacked as well.
Ripped as a
Jacked
motherfucker.
out of his fucking ass. And yeah, I took 295 for a double, but myself and Colin were having a discussion because he was like, "Do you want a spot?" And I was like, "Listen, like I actually would have faith in him that he would spot me pretty well, but like, do you know when you're like going around 300 kilos, like with like one spot, like
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
I know
really
it well.
going to be able to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. If you're going to miss, you're better off being able to like something miss
Yeah.
of your own accord.
100%. So I was like, listen, I've never actually bailed like a squat when I've had my hands on the outsides. So like, I assume I'd have to like overhead press it over my head to like
Gonna overhead press
Yeah,
300
300 kilos. Have a day
Well,
off, like.
Yeah, that's the motion. I'm not actually going to press it, but do you know what I mean? I'm just saying I'm going to have to push it over my head.
As in, you're going to have to come back through it, like.
like throw the bar forward and jump back rather than the other way around. Pacha! Fail the squat, but yeah, jerk it over.
Yeah.
But because me and him were having a chat, and he was saying obviously he likes to have spotters, but I was just saying like it was an RP7 double, so even if I make it hard, like I'm gonna get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So like, because typically like we don't use an awful lot of spots, me and you, but I know Maeve has to.
Speak for yourself. I'm a fucking liability.
Yeah, you just can't help us just throw bars around. But had a pretty good week. Yeah, I did 295 for a double, and I did 340 for a single. First time hitting 340 or anything near it in a while. And I moved pretty well, so I'm going to take 350 this week. Or no, spin. I'll do 305 for a double.
What's the most you'd like pulled in training before
Ever?
a comp?
350. 350.
So you're like getting up there.
And how far out from comp was it the last time you pulled 350?
I'd say it was under a month.
Whoa.
A month or under.
Ooh,
That's tasty.
that's spicy, man.
Yeah, I think my best double was like 345 the month before that. So like I'm getting pretty up there back to like those high numbers.
Yeah,
that
you're
I hit
like.
the last time.
And where's your body weight at, like relative to last comp? Is it? I know it's climbing a little bit, but where are you at the moment?
Yeah, I'm trying hard. Like during the week, I'd be pretty strict on my nutrition, but at the weekend, like especially with Saturday being such a big day, like I'll always lose a bit of weight after the Saturday session. But like I'm hovering around like 142, but before I was like 150.
Yeah.
So I'm about 8 kilos lighter.
Skinny.
Skinny bitch.
Is man's out here getting ready for stage. Him and Colin
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely stage ready.
Just
But
out here dropping into the 120s.
yeah, I don't know. I'm way too tall for that. But
All you need is a good coffee and a cigarette in the morning. 120s, here you go.
I'd say I need a sleeve and a fucking pot of coffee. I actually remember before I was making a joke to Damien I think it was at like Nationals in 2020. And I was like, you come up to the 105s and I'll cut down and we'll like meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he was going to get the better side of that deal.
Yeah.
I was going to come in looking like Skeletor, but yeah, no, I'm never going to go down.
Yeah, no, imagine you at 105. You'd look like...
No, man,
Slenderman.
I'd look gaunt.
You'd probably have
you'd
to
look
cut off like a
snake
limb,
paralysis
like.
demon.
Yeah, I'd have to lose a portion of like one of my legs.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever even be able to get down there. Maybe when I'm like 50, like what?
Maybe when I'm 50. Why 50?
Because
I don't know,
you start to get shorter and stuff in it. It'd be all
Oh, yeah, sure.
I just assume I'm just not going to keep this size until then. But yeah, overall training's going pretty good. What about you guys?
Yeah, with yourself, Mavis. How's your training going?
I would say my training is, I won't say hit and miss.
It's more hit than miss, it's
It's more hit than miss. It's definitely
rebounding.
Yeah, it's definitely on the way.
It's trending
Trending
on
upwards.
an upward trajectory.
Yeah, I love
momentum.
when you come out with that phrase. I'm
Upward,
like, oh,
upward trajectory.
like yes.
I can't even pronounce it after
Rocket scientist over here.
big words in context over here.
Oh, stop. Okay, so I had a bit of an epiphany. Would you like to hear?
Yes, not a big word.
Yeah, follow them. So the plan was to cut to sub 84s and do June and then open nationals. And I've been cutting for the bones of like a year and a bit now. I'd say
Year and a half, I'd say.
I'd say successfully, like I got successfully through like a full calendar year.
Yeah, full calendar year successful. Yeah.
And then it kind of started to like dwindle out. I would say my love for training was very much non-existent, and my general happiness was,
compromised.
yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. So I would say I think we had probably reached as far as we were going to get in terms of cutting, but I had not got to sub 84. I was sitting around like 90 kilos, and training definitely took a hit.
Yeah.
But I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, if I can just maintain in or around a 400 kilo total and get sub 84, I'll probably podium at Open Nationals. But then I would never thought about that, well, if I just stay at this body weight and get stronger, I could also probably do the same thing. It might take me like one more year, but like, what's one more fucking year?
One more year for what?
Powerlifting is not.
She said enthusiastically. But I think, right though, I feel, not that I feel, but I'm going to say it, and I don't know, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of felt, I definitely wouldn't say it out loud, but I definitely felt this kind of entitlement that like, okay, I've been at this for like 5-6 years now and I'm not where I want to be. And then you see like people coming into the sport who've been at it like 6 months and they're like doing better than you. And I'm like, well, for fuck's sake, like I've been at this for so long and I'm not where I want to be. It's like, will I ever get there? I should be there. So there was definitely this kind of entitlement, this kind of need to, I suppose, prove myself that like, well, I'm sat here every week with like 3 of the best powerlifters in the country. Like I have no business kind of.
Like that.
Where are they?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I see you.
They're actually behind the
Are you
camera.
drunk? Oh, yeah.
No, but I definitely felt like this overwhelming kind of need to prove myself. And I was just kind of a bit done with it. So we've made the decision. I think the last couple of weeks, every week I was coming to you for like a nutrition check-in being like, I am struggling.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just not as easy as what it was the first time I did it. And obviously conditions aren't the same as the first time I did them. Like it was so much, I won't say easier, but there was definitely far less variables. I wasn't as far along in my PhD. I was at home most of the time, apart from the occasional trip to Carlo here and there. So like it was way easier to get up in the morning and do some steps and just have all of my meals. I could cook my meals like fresh that day. So like it was just easier versus the like variables are not the same anymore, which is fine because my life is far more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't wrap my head around the fact that I couldn't get back there. And it was really pissing me off because I'm like, I've done it before. I can't really figure out why I can't just like get back in there. But then I don't really know where I was looking, or was it in here or was it on Instagram? But somebody had like hit a PB. I can't even remember who it was, what it was. But I remember looking at me like, I feel like it's been ages since I've been near like PB territory.
Yeah,
and it's not down to like programming or strength or lack of training or lack of trying. It's because I'm not fueling myself because...
It's because you're basically starving yourself and malnourished.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
essentially.
Welcome to dieting.
Yeah. And I was just like, fuck, like I really miss that feeling. And I think you're always trying to get me to like smell the flowers. And I'm very aware I don't do that. But I was like, oh, I really, really like miss that feeling. And I really wish I appreciated like the little 2.5 kilo PBs here and there and stopped like trying to chase 20, 30, fucking 40 kilos on my total when I could just chase 2.5.
Yeah.
And like be happy with that. So between like not hitting like, not that powerlifting is about hitting like PBs all of the time, but it's like when you have the potential to be building, but you're actually just tearing down the blocks because you're being a bit self-destructive in this massive deficit. It just wasn't enjoyable. So long story short, I have made the decision to stay 84 plus. And I think that kind of scared me a little bit because I was like,
84 pluses are shaking right now.
unlikely.
Watch yourself.
But I think I was a little bit scared because I was like, well, I don't want to change. Like, I don't want to gain any more weight. Like, I'm 5'3". Like, I don't want to gain any more weight. And you're not. Did you say same?
Yeah.
You're taller than me.
I don't know. I might be.
It's all an optical illusion.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't want to gain any more weight. So I was like, well, I can just stay put and focus on getting stronger and go back to taking 150, 160, 170 for reps as opposed to like 120, 130. And I'm like, while that's like a good number, I am capable of much more.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating to know that you're trying and you're putting in the work and you're just not getting anywhere because you're not fueling. So I'm going to stay put, see where this year takes me. I feel like I'll do just as well, if not better.
I think better.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be more enjoyable to be back under heavy weights. Like I didn't start this to be like the first time I fucking took like 135 for like a top single. I didn't think fucking 6 years later it would still be a top single.
Top single.
Like,
yeah. Look, I think it's one of those things. I think an epiphany like that can be very helpful, but sometimes it takes a little bit of like going through some rough patches in training to see that. And you have to like when we were speaking about it, and we speak about it multiple times a week.
yeah. Oh, like it would take up more time than it would like the actual coaching side of it.
Yeah, I just felt like we got to a point where you were like mentally putting the cart before the horse in terms of like, I'm going to prioritize getting to the weight class rather than getting strong. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this sport is supposed to be about putting weight on the bar and not taking weight off the scales. Like, it's a part of it is definitely like making weight or changing weight classes, but like the main point of the sport is to get stronger. And I felt like we were getting to a point where everything that we were looking at was going, okay, circumstantially, when you first started, everything was different. It was new club, new environment, new coach, kind of, I don't know, not a new approach to program, but a new program layout, so to speak. It's squat, bench, deadlift, right? But a lot of new factors coming in there. I think you had probably just come out of a point of where you had probably gained a lot of unwanted weight, just life in general. It happens to most of us. So your nutrition had gone from being like probably mostly bullshit to being very performance oriented. And, you know, it was very, very high calories in the beginning and you dropped 15 kilos over the course of that year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot. And I think, and as we got towards the end, I think we had kind of maximized your strength building potential while the calories came down.
And I honestly thought that like I was gonna like defy all odds and it would like I was just gonna be fine and that I was gonna be able to get to sub 84.
Yeah.
And what's annoying was I was like, okay, I'll just get to like sub 84 and I'll just like maintain it. Like I didn't care about the total I was putting up. It was just like, there'll be a 400 there when I'm sub 84 kind of thing. And it's like that wasn't guaranteed because the 400 I did at the December Open, like there was probably 10 kilos maybe extra on that day if I needed it. So like dropping another kind of 6-7 kilos off me body weight wise, that 10 kilos wasn't guaranteed. So like to just, not to just maintain a 400, but like that, I feel like it comes back to that entitlement of, well, I've been around this sport for like 6 years now. I would like to see some kind of progress.
Yeah, I think you just need to focus on, you know, getting numbers back on the bar and not focusing on your scale. But obviously I'd be keeping an eye on it and I'd be still preaching like we're still going to be working hard on your nutrition. But it now needs to be about fueling for performance and not this constant like trying to force yourself into
How
a deficit.
little can I eat?
It's just you got to, you were getting to certain points where you're like, we do a check-in, it's like, oh yeah, no, I probably didn't eat most of the day that day. and like fats are down at like 20 grams a day. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. And it was like not conducive at all. But it's funny because like my earliest kind of memories, like I took up this sport because it was weight class so that I would maintain my body weight, because like it's always for me been about like getting as small as possible. It's never been about getting as strong as possible. And I think I was like, how strong can I get at this particular body weight? Which
So that was the biggest factor that that attracted you to powerlifting, not just getting like strong and jacked. It was just
and I wouldn't start it until I was walking around. I'd lost like 30 kilos, so I was walking around at like 76-ish kilos. This was before the 76 kilo class. This was when 72 was a thing. And I remember like the coach that I was with at the time, he was like, oh, like you should start. I was like, yeah, no, I'll start training for powerlifting once I hit 72. And he was like, no, that's so fucking stupid. Like just train, and if you want to compete in that class, then like we'll consider it. Because the next one up was under 84. And I was like, I'm not going up there.
Yeah, I still hear that to this day. It's like, I don't want to be a 69.
But it's like, it's just not a fucking, it's not a big deal.
It's like, yeah, but like, you're like 66 kilos. It's like, do you want to just drop 3 or do you just want to stay at this and just not worry about having to cut weight and just build your strength?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people get caught up in the like, their total is nowhere near what it potentially could be. And they're focusing on just making weight for a weight class and not focusing on just getting stronger. Like, if you want to make your way into a weight class, be more competitive, make sure you're fucking competitive. Like,
don't like, I'm not yet in that, like, I am still like probably another 2 or 3 years off, like,
there's still like 3-4 people in each weight class that are just that much further
this was
ahead.
in my head, this was my quicker pathway because I was very much, and this is where it comes back to that entitlement of like, well, I've fucking been here long enough, I deserve to be there. But it's like, no, it's just not my time yet.
Yeah, and it's not so much about time. I think when when people learn to reframe it as like, I do this because I love it. I love the pride. Like, I'll bring it back to that meta-analysis that I discussed a couple of pods ago. You need to be more intrinsic with your goals, like process oriented. Like, love the process of turning up, love the discipline of it, and get into that rhythm rather than like being outcome oriented. If you're just like, well, if I do all of these things, I'll get a nationals invite, or I'll get a podium, or I'll get an Irish singlet. Like, that should come as a byproduct of your hard work, and it shouldn't be the main sole factor for doing it. Like, if you're doing it for that, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons, and probably doing it because like you think it's cool that someone got one. It's like, ooh, I want people to talk about me like that, or
I definitely think there was a big element of that. Like,
yeah, and I want that pride and glory for me. It's like, listen to how everyone speaks about it. I want that for me. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that.
But
it's
it
just
can't be the sole reason. Like,
you can't just think that that's the reason you love powerlifting. Majority of people are never going to make it to nationals, never mind internationals.
And I think my whole thing was I wanted to make it to nationals, and then I was like, okay, well, I've hit the QT, but I'm like, okay, that's still not good enough. I need to podium, and I need this, and I need the next thing, and it's kind of, it ruins it for you. Like, I don't want to get like my first ever nationals invite and like take that from myself because Jack Kenny and Alex Cremens are going to win their weight class and I might be lucky to podium. Like, I don't want to take that for myself because somebody else is going to be more successful in their respective weight classes.
I think like it's cool when someone wins their weight class. It doesn't mean jack shit. It doesn't change anything really. Like, I think it's really cool, and I love to see it, and you know, I love being involved in it and seeing people win national titles. But I don't think it certainly doesn't define, for me anyway, how I feel about the effort that I put in. I don't feel like I work less hard. I don't feel like I'm any less worthy than anyone else because of accolades. I'm like, well, I know how much work I put in. I know what that meant to me. I know what it's done for me. So I allow it to, like, you know, allow it to do what it's supposed to do for you, and not be like, how are other people going to view me if I do these other things? You know, like, I could care less about it. Like, obviously we care to a degree about what other people think of us, but I'm like, I just do it because I love it. I'll do it until it kills me. I like chasing down little side missions on it. I like all of it. You know, I like competing across different feds. I like going and doing different things. I do it because I love it, not because of, like, anything that comes with it is a byproduct of hard work.
Yeah.
An invite to a particular comp or whatever. It's all just podium places. They're all just byproducts of your work, but it's the work that I enjoy. And if once you can get into enjoying the work, as I was saying about putting the cart before the horse a little bit, was like putting the priority on trying to make it into a weight class first, as opposed to the process of actually getting stronger. It's like, we're in this to get stronger. It's you know, it's a sport of gaining strength and adding to your total. If we're not adding to our total, what are we going through it all for?
I do think it will be like much more enjoyable if the sole purpose is not based off like weighing less.
No, your nutrition should just be based on like what do you need to eat to get under the bar and do a good job.
Yeah. Like I couldn't describe it. Like it was almost like that epiphany just came at like the perfect time, because that like week beforehand I can't remember like what I particularly looked at that I was like, I was scrolling back through all like every like gym PB, comp PB I've ever hit, and I was like, I just want that feeling back so bad. Do you know when you have a cold and you can't breathe and you're like
right now.
Like right now, and you're like, oh fuck, like I just wish I could breathe. I took that for granted. Honestly, that's what it was like. I was like, oh, I really like, I'm craving that feeling, like getting under like something heavy and knowing that you're taking it for a couple of reps, as opposed to, oh, will it actually move? Like I definitely lost like a lot of confidence in terms of like squatting, which like fucking wrecked my head, because I know I'm a good squatter. Like I'm one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
Yeah, say it with your chest, Mavis.
Well, I am.
Say it with your chest.
My squat last year was like 8th best in the country. So, do you know?
It is what it is.
That's single
It's
digits.
Top at the top.
Do you know what I mean?
Anyway, that was my epiphany. And I'm hopefully starting with Amelia Potter next week as well.
Oh, yeah,
for
did you chat?
No, so we have a call booked next Friday.
That's so hopefully starting, because you could talk to her and be like, I fucking hate her.
Yeah,
you won't.
that's true.
I've
It
chatted to
won't,
Amelia
it won't.
Amelia's sound. I've actually
Yeah.
quite a good bit of time for Amelia.
She seems like she's great at her job
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah, that's. But I mean, to be as involved as she is, she's been around for a long time. She's dead on. Be very difficult not to get on well with her.
Yeah.
Alex worked with her before. A little Scrappy
did, yeah.
wasn't available today, so I'd like to hear how he got on.
Yeah.
Scrappy.
yeah, scrappy.
Tell me it doesn't suit him better.
It does,
Like,
100%.
that and Gremlin.
Gremlin, yeah.
Scrappy do him. But
He does
yeah,
have
I
a lot
think
of nicknames.
I feel like come kind of June and come nationals, I won't say a totally different lifter, because I don't want to be a totally different lifter. Like I know I'm a good lifter and I know I show up on comp day, and I know when I competed at USAPL last February, that's when I saw like my not full potential, but what my potential could
you saw
be.
like where it could go.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's where I want to go back to, because that definitely dwindled as the year went on last year.
Yeah, I think just focus on getting stronger. If you're going to get leaner or smaller or whatever, and that's like something that's a goal of yours as well, that's like got to be like a long-term thing. Like nothing good comes fast. So
No, and I think I was, like you always say, like I was just trying to like fast track my way to the finish line, because I felt like I deserved it, because I had been around for 5 or 6 years.
yeah, I think people that end up doing that end up like getting this like sense of burnout in the sport. And kind of you see a lot of people at the moment. I'm starting to see quite a few people trying out different things from what I can gather, which is a great thing by the way. But you have to wonder, is a little bit of this burnout, the repetitive nature of doing the same old thing, like. Anna Howrahan posted on her story yesterday. From what I can gather, is now trying out CrossFit.
Yeah.
I
Fina
know
and Danielle did
Fina and Danielle Hendley.
CrossFit simulation at the weekend.
Or was it a High Rocks?
Oh yeah, High Rock simulation, sorry.
Yeah. So, and again, there's nothing wrong with it. I encourage it. I mean, I'm dabbling in strongman. I
did a strongman comp. Like,
you know what I mean? I highly encourage people to dabble. You went back to GAA not that long back.
Yeah, I just joined to just beat up some fellas on the field.
Yeah, you just hit a few fellas.
There was some personal issues I had to work out, but
Yeah, it's like
I'm fine now.
It's like, hey, you thought about working with Amelia, Jack? Yeah, no, I just got a stick and started
just got a
lashing
hurley.
fellas.
Started baiting
Started baiting fellas out in the pitch with a hurley. Like it's.
I'm so privileged I get to sit down with you guys.
You are.
Yeah,
You're
so privileged.
some of the best powerlifters in the country.
So Ian, what about
We're
you?
gonna have to get that framed like right.
I
now.
regret saying that. Just fucking. God damn it, Ian! You're competing this weekend.
I am. I'm competing this weekend in Ireland's Strongest Novice in Peninsula Strength, I believe that's the name of the gym, in Bangor in County Down. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Some of the events, a little bit of changes to the events that come up last minute. So the events were originally going to be, so I'll go through them a little bit, but in there was supposed to be a car deadlift. I had a car deadlift frame made.
You did.
It was supposed to be a front bar car
It's fucking
deadlift.
cool though.
That changed, so I was made aware of it by Joe Buckley when I was chatting to him the weekend in Galway, and he had said, "Oh, bro, they're thinking about actually changing that out for a barbell deadlift,
Sure, you're good at them anyway as well, so it's fine.
like 270, 280 for reps." I was like, yeah, okay,
Okay, that's
cool.
okay.
That's probably better than the car deadlift frame, to be honest, with the straps. I'd imagine like I have a better chance
Yeah.
Yeah.
there with straps on it. We'll give it a go.
But still though, like how long ago did you get that frame built? Was it 2 months ago?
Before Christmas.
Oh, before Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, so nearly
November?
3 months.
Yeah.
Your 3 months of a prep, it's
No.
obviously just
Yeah, it's annoying. Like I don't
mind.
mind having it there. Like
Yeah.
it's cool. I like having kit anyway, as we know. So it's like
You
there's very
never.
few
You're
places that'll have a
joking.
deadlift frame.
No, it is one of the coolest when it's set up. It's
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the
When you
coolest
see it, it's
pieces.
like
We need a
visually it's
small
like,
car so like I can have a pop off it.
We actually should go to Bob Sweeney's and get just like
Yeah,
a
just-
Ford
just-
Fiesta and
just-
just leave it on it the whole
Well,
time.
I was going to say get one of them
Spray
little like
paint it up,
fucking kids
stickers
cars.
on it.
Like
Which car?
get one of
Oh,
them
yeah, the little
kids
red ones
cars.
with the yellow doors and that.
Yeah.
I'd
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
be able to deadlift that.
That'd be cool.
I think you can get different size tires as well for tractor tires. A lot of places will put a track tire on the back and
That's
deadlift
actually
that
very true.
to simulate it. So yeah, that's now been changed again.
Right.
I think it was officially changed yesterday. I was in the group chat and it was changed to a side handled car deadlift hold for time.
Okay.
Interesting.
With straps. So similar to I did the farmers handle hold before
Yes.
in
Yeah.
league comp. This is going to be
So there's
similar
no
to
like deadlift. It's a hold now instead.
that. It's a hold, yeah. So
That's a bit
this is-
annoying.
Do you have any idea what the weight is?
I don't. I think it's still going to be the same car, 300 plus kgs is what they're saying. But once you're up there, I guess it's fine. I presume they're going to say no resting it on your legs.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit like I can't really envision what this is going to look like.
Ah, yeah, I've seen a good few. There's a
Just
great
a
video. Paul
static.
Smith, British, an English strongman. I think he was actually in his early 20s when this happened. There's like a viral video of him like. His whole face is in the middle of a hold. I'll have to show it. But yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
I guess there's two sides to the coin. There's
He's
Paul
like
Smith and
the
then there's
man
Mark Feeder.
is like tazzing out, and then he just collapses. It's a great video. But that'll be the event. Anything else changed? We had we were supposed to have. It was originally going to be done around Christmas, and then
Yeah.
the weather had the day changed to February because the weather was so bad. So it was going to be like a Christmas theme, and there was supposed to be like a sled, like a Santa sleigh. You were going to pick up like 2 of Santa's sacks. You were going to have like 100 or 110
sack. Nice.
and 120, and you were going to run 15 meters with
What are you
that.
laughing at, man?
Load it into the sack.
Santa's sack.
What is it like between you now
Between
laughing
you
at
and
sack and
Alex.
Alex laughing at shaft?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Maybe it's just a chair.
Yeah, do you remember she
Oh,
thought she was getting
God.
attacked in the face with a microphone?
This woman is a doctor, like, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet, but eventually.
Oh, go on.
Not a real doctor anyway.
Fuck you. I'm not like, but it's not okay when you say it. You're supposed to have my back.
I do have your back.
Yeah, well then stop talking shit.
Jack has your front. I have your back. We're a team.
Covered.
Go on anyway, will you?
Jamie
For
has your
fuck's
side.
sake.
Shout out to Jamie on the 1s and 2s again today.
Oi, Jamie.
Skipping college again.
Go on, Jamie. Go on. We didn't even ask him to stand up. Watch him. He's edging his way up. Go on, Jamie. Go on, Jamie. Get your head in there.
Stand up, let all the viewers see you.
Come on, Jamie. Jamie, we don't have time to waste here. Get
Come
up.
on, get up.
Get up, please. Make sure the camera's on you, Jamie. You're in control of it.
There he is.
Wave.
Beautiful.
Smile and
Watch the
wave.
Rizzler over by Jamie. Big jam. So yeah, some of the events have been changed. It was supposed to be Santa's sleigh, and you were supposed to load it with 100 and 120. So over 15,
Okay.
run 15 meters, run back into the next one, and then drag the sleigh 10 meters. That's what was written. It now is going to be an anchor chain from a ship. I've seen it done a few times. So it's going to be a 15 meter run with a 120 bag, drop the bag, drag the chain 10 meters back.
Okay, that sounds more enjoyable than.
Yeah, I mean it's
all
got-
pain, like.
it's definitely been reduced by a significant amount. Like there's a
Okay.
whole bag not having to be ran
Yeah.
over. So you're saving about 30 meters on running distance,
Yeah.
which could be significant. You're saving a shit ton of energy on the deadlift
Yeah.
because what a max event, a rep event is definitely like more taxing in my
Oh,
opinion.
yeah. I think,
Yeah.
Especially on the cardio. So I think it's pretty good all round. I had a decent finish to the prep last week on
Yeah, your
the
stones
Atlas
went
stones.
class.
Atlas stone went really well, so I'm really hoping to. I think it really just clicked at the final hour.
Yeah.
I had the 130 kilo Atlas stone here, and I was just lamping around. I think I paced it out really well, and I did like 6 reps.
Yeah.
In 75 seconds, but I was pacing it. I was just kind of taking my time
Yeah,
in between
Yeah.
because I have noticed that at the start of anything, which if I like go too quick in the beginning, I'm gone before
You're
the end.
gassed, yeah.
Like the match is burned out too
Yeah.
fast, so you kind of need to let it slow burn. So yeah, I took like 6 easy enough reps with the
Nice.
130. So I'm hopeful for about 2 to 3 reps on the 145 stone on the day.
Okay.
I can put that over 4. That's
Yep.
going to go over 4 foot height. The log press, I'd already done the comp weight. You trained me a couple of times on the incline log press. I'm feeling pretty confident in that. I don't know what the setup's going to be on the day. I know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to actually feel until
Yeah.
I'm under it, but I'm confident with my press. And we'll just have to wait and see what way it goes. The duck walk, oh my God, I took the 200 kilo a couple of weeks ago. You were here.
Oh yeah, this was.
Now, I don't know if I was
Was this when I
unwell or
came
what.
in hours later and your knee sleeves were still on?
Yeah, and I sat at the
Yeah.
desk with my knee sleeves and all, and I took
was
a 200
cooked.
kilo.
He was cooked.
I
Yeah.
can't remember the last time I was that cooked. And I don't know if I was just unwell or what, but like,
Well, you were coming off a sickness.
yeah, and I'm
And-
sick again.
Yeah. You were coming off a sickness, and to be fair, you weren't 100%.
No, but still, it's like, it was like I took 170 or 180 for 30 meters in like 36 seconds or 46 seconds, something like that. I can't remember. It was less than
was
a minute.
quick,
anyway.
though.
And I took that like the week or two before,
Okay.
and I was like, great. And then that, I mean, obviously 20, 30 kilos is a lot more weight,
Yes.
but to the point where I was strong.
But
I mean,
relative, it's not like.
But I mean, I had a hard fucking time with it, and there's no drops allowed either. So it's like if I drop it, that's
You're
it.
gone.
Yeah, there's 0 drops. So you got to be able to go in one go. So,
So it's like time over 30 meters.
yeah, fastest time
Yeah,
was over 30
okay.
meters. So, and I think they think there's going to be a box in the middle, like a step that I throw it up on, and throw it back off again. That's
Okay.
not been stated, but apparently it's not uncommon for Ultimates Ireland to change things
Throw
on the
something
day
in.
of.
That's
The
wild.
comp was also supposed to be on Sunday and got changed to Saturday. That's fixed. So
Imagine if you did that to powerlifters, they would fucking die. We are the
Man.
least adaptable people ever.
imagine they were like, right, lads, we're deadlifting first.
They'd shit the fucking bed.
Yeah.
Like they would shit the bed. We are so unflexible, so unadaptable. We are just like very linear.
Yeah, you do see a lot of not being adaptable in. I think you see a lot of powerlifters lose the head because of that lack
Yeah.
of adaptability.
But like you see people when they like bring out a fucking Alico bar every now and again. Like the December Open was an Alico bar, or not an Alico bar, an Alico rack, and people were like panicking. It's like it's
Yeah.
a fucking rack. Just go measure your rack height.
yeah,
like,
there's a
calm
lot of
down.
hyper specificity goes on.
Someone
which I
said
think
to me
can be
yesterday,
detrimental.
I won't say who, they were going home for the summer and they were like, going to lose all my gains because I won't be like training on comp specific equipment. I was like, during lockdown, my dad gave me his scaffolding and a step ladder and I benched off that. So I'm like, you'll be
yeah.
fine. Like you will be
Prison
fine.
ghetto.
Yeah.
Prison style.
The ghetto.
Yeah,
That was
the
pretty much
ghetto.
it.
So, yeah, I'm excited for this comp.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a fun weekend. It's running alongside Ulster's Strongest Man. So I've entered into Ireland's Strongest Novice instead of Ulster's Strongest Man because the lineup is sick.
Okay.
For Ulster's Strongest Man, like you've got, I think, Cal McNally's doing it. There's talk potentially Rory Hagan was doing it. He said he might be there.
like
he'll
just
be there.
after the weekend.
Yeah, Cal McNally just came
Yeah,
third
yeah,
the weekend
yeah.
in INSF, Ireland's Strongest Man. So I think Joe Buckley's going to come up, help out, handle me. All going well if he's able to make it. Then who else is going? Gavin McNamee. So Gavin actually won OSG under 90 kilo World's Strongest Man like 2 years ago or a year ago. I think he was 2023 world
Okay.
champion. Like Gavin is top fucking notch, and I think Matthew McKeegan's doing it as well.
Okay.
Again, another really, really competitive
strong
105. It's a very strong lineup for Ulsters.
Yeah.
There's a couple of other big names in it, but those would be the guys that I'd be most familiar with. I'm still kind of working my way around getting to know people in the circuit. So I'm excited to see those guys and kind of, I'm not going to be competing alongside them, but I'm doing the novice version. They're doing Ulster. So it's going to be cool to kind of be in that mix and see really what it's like up against those guys because they're the new standard. That's kind of, I want to get up to that standard over the next year or so.
Yeah.
So we'll just see what happens, but it's very, very cool. And if
With those events, is there any you are and you're not looking forward to?
I'm on it, just the duck walk I'm not looking forward to really. Everything else is such a venture into the unknown. The duck walk is just sort of an awkward one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it's not that
It's not
fun.
enjoyable.
It's not totally unenjoyable, but
You
it's
can't
like
get in a rhythm and like rep it. You
yeah,
just,
it's difficult to get a rhythm going, and it's like the
You obviously have
sandbags.
to turn with it if it's just, is it a straight 30 meters or is it 310s?
It's 215s.
Okay. So you have
215s.
one turn.
Yeah,
turn.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's going to be 215s.
Okay. That would be
And
better than
with a box in
310s.
the middle, which means go 7.5.
So that means you have to clean it
up over
twice.
that. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless it's a 30-meter run. I don't think it's a 30-meter run with a box in the middle. I'm pretty sure it's 15 up, 15 back. But we'll just see what happens on the day, really. And anything can happen. You could be, the thing with strongman stuff as well, you could be really, really well prepped for something.
Yeah.
And you could just pick up one of the implements and it could just fall.
Yeah.
that's it. You could just grip it funny, or anything can happen. You could have a slip. And that's
It happened
It's-
to me the day that I was competing the sandbag carries. Sure, the service bags were far more like compact than the one that I was
one we
using
had
here.
here, yeah.
And honestly, sure, I can get my hands around it. Sure, I'm 5 foot. Like, I don't extend that fucking far. So I couldn't get my hands around it. And I think I'd done like 50 or 60 meters with 70 kilo bag here. And if I got 20, I was doing well. Like, I lapped the bag more than I actually like walked with it.
Yeah. That stuff like that is. Excuse me. I apologize for all the coughing as well. I am a little bit under the weather again today, unfortunately. Whatever that's about. I'm working on my health. Since I said one of the things I was going to do is I was going to get like healthier, and I've been sick.
He's been
Every week.
consistently down.
Like consistently
Like the
getting
last 3 or
sick.
4 weeks.
And it's like, who cares? It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Maybe you're just not one of God's favourites this month.
Or ever. Or
Yeah,
ever.
that's unlucky.
But so anyway, speaking of upcoming comps, we've got my comp coming up the weekend, Ulster Strongest Man, Ireland's Strongest Novice. That's going to be this Saturday. Maybe have we got anything else in the pipeline? I know we've just come off the back of Phenom, which we'll cover.
Yeah.
We've come off the back of the INSF, which we'll cover. What have we got coming up in the world of weightlifting, strongman, and powerlifting?
So powerlifting, we have Master Yours. I think that's starting early next week or like the back end of this week. So I was talking to
That on in France again?
Yes.
Albi?
Yes.
Yeah, that was my first international comp.
No way.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Shane McGarry when we were at the Strongman comp at the weekend, because he was supposed to do the Phenom Open, broke his toe, didn't do it. But he wasn't even going down in the end because he was like, I'm going to France next week. So it must
Fair.
be starting this week because he's heading away with the master team. ABS regional series in Illinois this weekend.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's right, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
in Chicago, that's going to be fucking class.
yeah, there was a few of them heading off in the airport last night. And then we have the Munster Open. So that's the first regional weightlifting
Weightlifting, yeah.
comp of the year. And I was chatting to Aoife O'More. She was saying that there is, I think she said they were tipping the scales at like 108 entries. So that'll run like, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
3 days, well.
Yeah. And she was saying basically it's their first year with the new weight classes. So basically a lot of records will be broken this particular weekend because they don't essentially stand anymore. And she was saying it's, I think, one of 2 chances to qualify for their senior nationals because they've moved the date of their senior nationals. So she was saying that's why kind of it's a bigger number than normal. So hopefully, she said she'll let us know kind of performances and all the news in that section afterwards.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. So lots of exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. Is there any of the weightlifting comps that, what was the date of the Munster Open?
Saturday.
This Saturday coming?
Yes, Saturday and Sunday.
Just busy weekend, so.
I'd like to get to one of them.
Yeah, we definitely will because I have them all like marked in a calendar. It's just
Yeah, I definitely
One that we're not,
would
like,
like
coaching at.
to make it to one.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3 or whatever. I guess it's just timing things
yeah.
up. And
Their
lining up everything
senior
time-wise.
nationals is in August, and I think that's a pretty free month in terms of like powerlifting.
Yeah.
So we'll, I assume, definitely be able to head to that. And
What's
do,
in August? Just the Abs Pro?
Yeah, that's literally it.
Any internationals?
Nope,
I don't think I'll be at it.
because
Anyway.
Junior Worlds is a no go because it's in Costa Rica.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Is
Yeah.
that official? They're officially not sending a team. Do we
Did
know if that's
they-
official or is it just
Not send out an email.
they might have done? I'm not
I think
sure.
they
I knew
did.
I had heard the murmurings.
I could be wrong. I think they sent out an email because it gave others kind of an opportunity to look at Uni Worlds or the Uni World Cup,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Oh, that's right,
called.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not making this up.
Are they still sending the team to bench internationals, bench
Don't know.
Euros?
I had heard they weren't.
It just seems like an odd one. I'm pro bench international
Yeah.
comps. I just mean if it's like a funding thing,
Yeah, I had heard they
to
weren't.
not send a team to Junior Worlds, but to send a team to.
But I think it would be like, especially building. There's no. Why did you send a team last year if you're not going to build off of it this year? Would be my kind of
I guess
outlook
it's
on
just
it.
the sheer location.
Yeah.
Just how far and expensive it will be.
I think
Yeah.
bench is in Malta.
It is,
It is.
I
Yeah.
believe, it's in
Yeah.
Malta.
So I'm not sure.
It is a shame because Costa Rica does sound like a cool spot.
Costa Rica with the juniors, I'm not
Costa
sure.
Rica be costing a lot.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Is it straightforward? Just go to Costa Rica? Is there visas and stuff like that involved? I don't know.
I don't know.
If it's like it just might not be a straightforward like thing to do.
Yeah. Especially with juniors, like it would be
It's
different.
a shame because there's such a good junior team coming up. Like I we'll talk about it next week, but all the junior nationals invites have been going out. So I mean, the lineup looks
Sick.
like really sick, like good enough to almost be an open. Now, obviously, some people like Blackwood and stuff have aged out.
Yeah.
Sarah McCormick, her own lifter's aged out.
Sarah Doyle is gone.
Sarah Doyle. There's quite a few like prominent lifters have aged out.
I feel like this is kind of the shift in that the new generation is coming in, but like they're coming in good. Like
yeah, which I'm looking forward to getting into as well. I definitely am looking forward to speaking about a couple of particular performances from the
weekend.
A couple of videos there that I want to show on it. But before we do, I definitely am intrigued by Clarice, friend of the podcast, posted yesterday on her Instagram. It was a post on gender and coaching. What was the title of the post?
Yeah, I'm just going to pull it up here now. Would you like to read it, or?
Yeah, I can do. Yes, I'd be happy.
Because I might and ah and.
Well, you do have diagnosed dyslexia.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
I'm still smart.
You are SMRT. Anyway, so coaching is about skill, not gender. This is Clarice's post from yesterday. Being a female powerlifting coach in a male-dominated industry isn't easy. Sometimes it feels like we have to work twice as hard to prove what we already know and earn the same respect as our male counterparts. But here's the thing. A good lift is a good lift, no matter who calls it. Google Sheets doesn't know a gender. Attempt selection doesn't know a gender. Effort doesn't know a gender. Coaching is about knowledge, experience, and results, not chromosomes. And women belong here, just like we always have. To the women in this space, your work matters, your presence matters, and your impact is real. Keep lifting, keep coaching, keep leading. We're building something stronger together. And I think it's quite an empowering statement from Clarice there. I have heard through the grapevine. I'm speculating. I hope it's not true, but I've heard through the grapevine that someone didn't want to be handled by her because she was a woman at a competition the weekend.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. I don't know if this is going to get anybody in trouble, but I can pretty much say what I want. Free speech is a thing, right? But it's true. Nobody has to give their opinions on it, but I am kind of fucking shocked by that.
Do you know what, right?
Oh, definitely.
Like, in 2025, like, Clarice is well respected in the sport, well known, international coach.
Been around a while.
Been around for a minute now.
Yep.
And is part of a big club.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Has coached nationally,
Internationally.
internationally.
If one of my lifters turned around, because this is the equivalent, turned around and said, "Can you get anyone but Maeve to handle me?"
I'd be fucking
I
fuming.
would be furious.
Yeah.
You'd
I'd be
lose the plot,
furious.
like.
If me and you were at a camp and like, oh, Maeve's gonna look after someone to handle him with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call, and you were like, do you know what, bro? I know she's at all of our training sessions, and I know we know her really well, and she's cool. You trust her, but I don't want her around because she's not a dude.
But in terms of,
Yeah, I know. I'd expect
Yeah.
it to get pretty awkward then.
I'd be
Yeah.
fucking fuming. And in terms of anyone else in here, like if you're just using me as an example, if you put like me, Sean, Jamie in terms of handling, and if you said, okay, Sean, you're going to call the numbers for the weekend because I won't be there, I'd be pissed at you.
Yeah, well, if I thought he was better at you than like, if I thought he was more capable,
And I'm not saying Sean
No,
is
but that's
not,
what I'm saying.
but like,
But if I
I
thought
know
somebody-
in terms of in here,
I'm gonna
I'm
do-
the next down from you in
Yeah.
terms of who's the most capable.
I'm going to choose someone based on capability. If he was like, oh, the coaching style doesn't work, or I just don't feel like we gel well together, if that's what this person had said,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, yeah, cool, all right, respect. Like, you're giving your opinion. Like, I actually want to be handled by this person because I think they're going to do. But if that's true, it's like that's real shitty. Like, I think it's like totally unacceptable.
I just think, right, like the last kind of little bit, it actually just makes me a little bit sad that we're still here. We're not really any further on, and it kind of confirms why I was like a little bit apprehensive about coaching, because I do have to prove myself. And it's like, do I have to prove myself because I'm a female, or do I have to prove myself because I spent the last 7 years coaching field sport athletes and now I want to do some powerlifting coaching? It's like, do I have to prove myself because I'm starting from the bottom of this pecking order, or do I have to prove myself because I'm a female? Is it both, or is it one individually?
It's hard. Obviously, I can't speak from any perspective other than my own in it, my own experience. But for me, I would be nowhere in powerlifting without women, because majority of higher ability and more capable athletes that I had coached earlier on were all female. Like that I earned my stripes by coaching females, and I will never not be forever grateful for the opportunities that those people gave me, because without their trust, without those opportunities to coach, I would have never gotten anyone. My first national level lifters were females.
Yeah.
My first national champion is female. Like my first international lifters have been female.
Yeah.
Like there is nothing to do with like so I've been very privileged to work with a great group of women over the years, and I don't get it. I personally don't get it.
It definitely leaves like a sour taste in my mouth as a female who's kind of like, we've had this conversation multiple times. I'm like, won't I start coaching? Like, and it's kind of like,
But you already do. It's like, but
I already
that's the
do,
thing.
yeah.
It's like,
but
I think a lot of people get imposter syndrome about posting about it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You already
Yeah.
coach in here. But like, will I start putting up content? I see dudes that are like that all the time. Some of the top level coaches in the country, male coaches that are at the top level in the country, don't post anything. Because again, that imposter syndrome, should I say this, the overthinking, the paralysis by analysis. You see
so
that
when
with
you
a lot of
add
people.
like that extra layer of, okay, well, maybe she's not as good as us because she's a girl.
Yeah, it's and
On
if
top
that's-
of everything else, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, like we haven't moved the needle anyway forward.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
needs
think
to
you
change,
have.
how to change. I think it's
think you have.
changed. I think it's improved. But again, that's from my perspective.
Yeah.
I'm not the one living it.
There's definitely, so when I started powerlifting, I feel like the only female coach, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that I remember at that time was Lauren from Strength Militia. I can't think of her second name.
I remember Shannon Pollock as well.
And
Yeah,
Shannon.
Lauren
I remember
Rooney,
there was two or- I remember
Shannon,
there was two or three.
Lauren, Shannon and Lauren.
They're the only two that I remember from when I started. And now I could definitely list, probably on two hands, how many females we have coaching within kind of my, I suppose, view of powerlifting. Obviously, I can't speak for like abs and GPC and things like that. But in terms of like the Irish PF, where I would be predominant, I could probably list on two hands, versus my list for males is endless. So it's like, if we can't see it, we can't be it. And I know it's that cringy saying that like keeps coming up time and time again. But like the more like females that we see coaching and we see posting about their experience and this, that, and the other, maybe the more likely females are to coach. And I don't think, I agree with Clarice in that gender shouldn't come into it, but experience should come into it.
100%.
And if, like, say when I take myself, I've been coaching for 7-8 years now. So it's like, yes, I have all of that experience. I may not have it within the powerlifting realm. So it's like, I do have that experience. So why are you kind of not questioning me, but like, why aren't I viewed as the same as my male counterparts is what I want to know.
Yeah, I've personally not had conversations that have gone that way. But like, I mean, you hear it time and time again from, your female colleagues, and they're like, yeah, no, it's a thing. It's a thing. And again, of course I'm blind to it. I don't live in
I
it,
do
don't
personally
experience
feel
it.
like sometimes like I get a little bit overlooked, and I understand that like I'm definitely not someone who's outspoken in a room. I would rather listen than speak, because sometimes I just feel if my opinion is not going to be considered, I'm like, why would I share it? So that's on me. That's part of the problem. But I just feel like the more female coaches that we see, the more likely we are to gain the experience. Like the longer you've been doing it, the more stripes you have, the more experience you have. And I don't think it should be because you're a male or a female. It should be down to experience, client retention, client athlete coach relationship. That should all come into play. The only thing I can say about that is potentially if it was like a male that didn't want to be handled by a female and they're quite aggressive in terms of how they like to be handled on the day. Like I know Jack and I were talking about this. That's the only thing. Like
that's the only context I think that situation, the way
is
that man
appropriate,
handled
yeah.
it, is somewhat okay.
No, that's it. I'm speculating. I've heard stuff through the grapevine, right? So I don't have specific details. So I'm not calling anybody out. But if it's true, it's like I just think it's unacceptable. If it's true in 2025, I think it should have never been accepted. And if it is a case of like, oh, our styles don't gel, I want someone that's going to give me backslaps
then
and
say
feed me
that.
ammonia, then that's fine. Maybe they did. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But if that is the basis, I haven't spoken to Clarice, but if that is the basis behind where that came from, then I think it was totally unfair, but I mean,
I
Clarice
think,
should
like,
be very proud to stand up and be outspoken about it. I
Yeah.
love that she's being outspoken about it.
Like, regardless of where it came from, the fact that she is speaking about it is great. The fact that she feels she has to speak about it is kind of sad.
Yeah. It's the fact that it has to be spoken about still, and I mean, it's gonna need to be kept. You're gonna have to keep speaking about it until it's normalized or it's no longer a thing. Will it ever not be a thing? I don't know.
I don't
Does
think it
anyone
will.
know? You don't think it'll ever not be a thing?
No.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Like, you know, not to get too cliche, but like, there's good and there's evil. I think you'll always have people that will just hate someone else just for some reason,
Just 'cause they're
whether it's
different.
skin color, you know, creed, race, gender. Some men will not like women just because they're women, and I know that's an awful thing to say, and it's a pretty sad thing to hear.
But it, like,
it's just
it
the
will
truth.
go the opposite way as well.
100%. You have some women that don't like men, you know, just, you know, because they're
Yeah.
men. People just don't like people. I think the needle is being moved, and I think the tide is turning. Because, like, as you said, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago when we got into the sport, there was a handful of female
Yeah.
coaches. And I mean, like, you know, 3 or 4 that I could even think of. You know, now there's, Joe, over 10. So I think right there and then, like, you're seeing data, you're seeing a change. I think we're just maybe a little bit behind just because maybe in Ireland the sport is so new. But, like, the tide is turning. I guess it's just one of them things where, like, people like you, and, like, you can be a part of the change, just like, you know, Clarice and so many other women, where just you doing your job is, like, showing the next group of, like, junior lifters thinking, well, maybe I could make a career out of this.
Yeah.
And they'll see you and hear conversations like this and know that it actually is okay. Because maybe 10 years ago, in a group of 100, there might have been more men that thought like that. But in the rooms that I'm in, and I know you're in, if I ever heard a man talk like that, like he's been told to leave the room, and I can be pretty confident in saying that that person that said that, he's by himself. There aren't that many men. No, they are out there, but they are becoming farther and few.
Well, like, I know here, for example, like, I'm in a very supportive environment in that, like, you will push me out of my comfort zone to do workshops and to do this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Because
You're talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You deserve to be here because of the things you've done.
Yeah,
Because of
exactly.
your gender,
Not because of my
just
gender.
what you've
Yeah,
done.
Like-
I'm aware of it,
Yeah.
and I like to be aware of, you know, the gender, and I like to be aware that there's maybe not as many voices for females. Like, I have a daughter. I have things that I want her to be able to just do. I want her to be able to view the world the way that I view it, and just whatever I want to do, if I try hard enough, I'll be able to do it. I don't want her to feel like she's limited by her gender at any point because she has been told that way, and has been led to believe that she can't do as many things just because she's female. I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
It is something that I am aware of, but I don't make my decisions based off it. I make decisions around, like, if I have a good idea for you, I'm like, hey, you're really good at this thing, let's do it. I do the same with men and women. It's just, if you're talented at something, let's just get into it. But yeah, it is. It's like, obviously, I don't like seeing someone be like, well, I don't have the confidence to do it. Confidence comes from experience as well. So sometimes you just need that extra push, and, you know, I don't know. I think Clarice, well done. I think a lot needs to be said for it, and I think it's cool to see somebody standing up and being outspoken.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
True.
Fair
that's all I
play.
wanted to touch on it. You know, for me, it definitely triggered's the wrong word. Yeah, I was definitely a little triggered, but I just think that if that's the circumstances of how it went down, you know, I think it's really shitty and uncool. But if it didn't go down that way, please feel free to correct me. Like, I'm just saying, whether it did or didn't go down that way, the point would still stand.
Yeah, the main thing is we obviously don't want to put, you know, words in people's mouth.
Yeah, I'm not accusing anyone of
But
anything.
this obviously does bring up a good topic of conversation of just like women in the sport. So we just wanted to touch on it.
Yeah, just touch on it. Yeah. Speaking of women in the sport, Jamie, could you please pull up Dawn Stacey's performance at Phenom the weekend?
I was like, where is this going? What have I done now?
So we had Dawn Stacey just made her big return. Dawn, I believe Dawn is a regular, don't play it yet, a regular listener to the podcast. So Dawn, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Shout
Dawn.
out to you. Welcome back to the platform. Dawn just recently becoming a first-time parent.
Yeah.
Incredible to see her come back. So Maeve, you were saying that you weren't there on the Saturday, you were there the Sunday.
No, I was there
You said
Sunday.
she was very, very close to a lot of her
Yeah.
current
Yeah. I think
PRs.
she's like the bones at 12.5 to 15 kilos off her best ever total.
Wow.
Like,
And I don't think
Very
she's
impressive.
her daughter's even a year old yet.
I don't believe so. No. So I'm very, very impressed, and it's great to see Dawn Stacey back out. Jamie, if you want to let that play.
Like this matched her best ever squat. So she's squatting 122 for her third
nothing
rep.
as well.
And
Yeah, not a max
moved
effort.
pretty
It was
well.
a 80 kilo bench. Like that bench was a smoke
Yeah, it
show
was
as
so
well.
easy.
152.5 on the deadlift.
Handy as well.
Again,
Yeah,
bit of
yeah.
weight in the tank there. Like if that was the
Yeah.
second attempt, you wouldn't be shocked.
And she won best lifter. I don't know if you said that.
Wow.
I didn't say that. Yeah, she did. She won
Sorry.
best lifter as
Sorry,
well.
I
there.
beat you to the punchline.
Yeah, no, listen. Whoever gets there first. Dawn, welcome
Yeah, well
back.
done.
Welcome back. Well
Yeah.
done. Congratulations. Best lifter. Congrats. I saw you had your little one down with you, and it was
Yeah,
three
there was a
white,
gorgeous picture, yeah.
three white lights from
I saw
Amy.
some
Yeah.
very cool
Yeah.
photos. Yeah.
Very, very cool. And that's what it's all about. That I've had my own kids at comps, and I know what it means.
Yeah.
So, well done. Big round of applause, Dawn. Welcome back to the platform, and we look forward to seeing you at your best again. Speaking of other big performances from Phenom, my fucking God,
Holy
Phoenix.
shit.
First of all, what a name.
What a name.
Yeah.
Now, I saw this kid, was it Abs Teens?
Abs teens because Jamie was competing.
Jamie hasn't competed since. He's going to retire in after. like,
How many days out are you, Jamie? Sorry, Ian. 11 days.
11 days.
11 days.
There we go.
days.
11 days, boy.
We
What
love
time
you
is it,
really.
Jamie? Jamie, what time is it? Go on, shout it out, Jamie. You're not even on the mic. Go on, Jamie, what time is it? It's time to bleed.
I was going to say he doesn't know what time it is because you confiscate his phone.
He
But
has 3 screens in front of him with the timer. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was going to say something mean, but I won't.
Jamie, will you please pull up Phoenix? Rise of the Phoenix. Here we go. 200. Phoenix Whelan Thompson, 290 kg. There's Maeve and Dave McGee. And Tracy's probably reffing.
Yeah, Tracy was side ref.
Like,
She was the
look
other
at
side.
the. Have you seen this?
Sham paused, didn't I? Like,
Like, what's going to happen when he gets better at lifting that?
than everyone else.
A 165 bench. I think he was told to replace the bar there, was he?
Yeah, his wrist straps were.
Yeah, that's fine.
Caught on it.
But a 285 dead.
Yeah.
With more in the tank as well. Like,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
Way more than that.
like, a bit more refining and experience under his belt.
I
This
think
kid
that
is
was
going to be
his
dangerous.
second comp. And he
Yeah.
hit an unofficial junior squat record.
Junior squat record.
And
Like,
it's his first year as a junior.
Goddamn.
what age was he?
He
Anyone know?
just turned he's on the cusp of 19. I think he's 19 maybe.
Like,
He was sub junior
wild.
last year, so he's 19 at some point
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year. He was unbelievable. And
Did he go 9 for 9? He did go 9 for 9, did he?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. He just had this aura about him that it was so professional. It was just confident but not cocky. I feel like you could have loaded anything for him and it would have been
And
fine.
I'm telling you, the future of Irish sport, between the likes of Phoenix, is Dusty still a junior?
This is his last year as a junior, yeah.
I mean, this year at Junior Nats, you've got Dusty. I'm talking about the males. You've
He'll
got,
be competing against Dusty actually. Dusty's 105.
You've Dusty. You've got Eamon Breen. Now, Eamon could be 120. He could be 105. Who knows? Excuse me. I've got the plague. Jesus Christ.
You had it, Greg.
I am the plague. You've got Dusty, Breen, AJ. Like, there's just a list. I mean, there are way more than just that.
Yeah.
Rowe. Is Rowe still a junior this year?
No,
Has he
no,
gone
no.
into the open? I know Blackwood's on the open. I
Yes,
didn't
but
realise
he
Rowe
is
was as well.
doing uni Euros because you get a grace period the year that you
Fair.
graduate. That's why he's
Fair.
Emil's. He
Emil's.
competed at Euros. He's a
There's
sub
so
105.
many top
Yeah.
level juniors right now with like massive numbers. Like I said, we'll get into the junior stuff next week when junior head coach is back around Scrappy Doo. But yeah, phenomenal. How
Oh, yeah,
was the
his-
weekend? You were reffing on Sunday. How was the comp in general?
I was reffing on Sunday. Phoenix was probably the biggest standout performance
Right.
for me. He was a joy to watch. Andrew Blackwood had a sub junior lifter. Can't remember his name. Ruben Mullins. He was quite good. He obviously won the sub juniors. So it's just nice to see all of the young talent emerging. What I also kind of noticed was there was a lot of people that I didn't know. It was a
seen that
lot
with
of
the
first and
lineup,
second
yeah.
time kind of comps, which was really nice. Like, it's really nice when like you're doing a kit check and when you're doing weigh-ins and kind of you get to be the face that they meet for the
Yeah,
first time. Like
yeah.
you get to have an impact on kind of their initial experience, and like, you know, like when they're doing kit check, like making sure that obviously they have everything, but if they don't have everything, you're not just like, well, you can't fucking compete because you don't have X, Y, or Z. It's like, oh, well, maybe ask this person, or like they get to have a first positive experience and you kind of get to be
Yeah, it's massive.
a part of that, which is quite nice. In terms of like the general kind of layout for Phenom, they've obviously done a great job over the last couple of years.
Expanding into the other side, the upstairs
Yeah.
and stuff, yeah.
So it was a very similar setup to the September Open, only the tunnel was the other side.
Okay.
So it went back to where it initially used to be.
Yes.
So yeah, it was good to ref at. There was no real major like
No hiccups or nothing.
no hiccups.
Yeah, smooth.
So yeah, it was a good comp. Lifting cast was a little bit ropey here or there with like the Wi-Fi and stuff, but other than that,
Yeah,
it was
Phenom runs a good show, man.
it was a good day. I'm excited for what we can do here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how it all comes together. I mean, we built it to host,
Yeah.
so I'm pretty confident in it. But we'll see. It's our first IPF comp. Obviously, it'll be our third in-house
Yeah.
comp, and we've got a strong woman comp as well this
Yeah,
year in
which is
September.
sick.
So it's very, very cool.
That's very
So
cool.
yeah, the layout for that should work out pretty good too. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to give the place up as a venue and give back to the sport. So
Yeah, but yeah, it
it's
was
going to be very, very cool.
a good weekend.
Yeah.
A good weekend of lifting. Great to see lots of new faces.
Yeah, and then we also had the same weekend. So we were down on the Saturday at the Irish Natural Strongman Federation. That was the Ireland's strongest man and woman in Natural Strongman Fed. That was being hosted by GSP in Galway.
Yeah. Sham, I'm like Pitbull at all these comps.
You're like
Fucking
yeah,
Mr.
Mr.
Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. So yeah, that was an incredible comp. Jack, was that one of your first? That was your first INSF, is it?
My first ever strongman.
Strongman comp. Jamie, you might pull
First
up
ever.
strength results there and we just have a look at the lineups, the top threes of each one. Absolutely phenomenally run competition. I think the pace is fast, right?
Everyone that I
Very
interviewed,
fast.
Very
like,
fast.
there was not
I know
one
there was
person.
only 5 events,
Yeah,
but they went through the entire camp
in 2 hours.
in 2 hours.
It was
or maybe
wild.
just over 2 hours.
Every single person I interviewed, I was like, do you know what was your general experience like for the comp? And they were
Yeah.
like, it was fast. It
Yeah,
was
it
very
looked it.
fucking
It was
fast.
very
Like
fast.
the
It
girls
looked it.
started bang on 1 o'clock
Yeah.
and we're done at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it's a
I do
super
like
fast
that
comp.
aspect, but obviously, Joe, I imagine for the
You'd wanna
people
be
actually doing the
well-trained for
comp,
that.
You'd want to be ready.
Yeah.
But like, there's no hanging about. There's no.
Nope.
stalling,
No,
it's
there's
just
like there's
event, go
like
go.
powerlifting, squat, hour off, we're up again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's late.
Go for a carvery, come back.
Oh yeah, easy.
Bench.
You can't leave the venue in case you have to be drug tested. It's breaking the anti-doping
I
rules.
compete at abs. Thank you.
Not talking about you. I'm just
That's what he wants.
What want to talk about me? Or I want to be drug tested?
No, you do what you want, as in you can go off for a camp.
Yeah. I told you like I wasn't talking about you.
do you know
I was
that
like,
TikTok? He
that's
does what he wants and he looks good doing it. There you go.
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. But
Sorry, go on anyway.
So super fast paced comp. I thought it was a really great show, especially like the open was phenomenal. Everyone was great at it, right? The open, especially. I mean, the top
So
3 boys
impressive.
like Rory O'Hagan. What a fucking weapon!
Powerhouse.
What
Like,
a weapon!
What was it? What was it? The shield carry that Jer eventually like ended up like dropping the shield.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Got
he
memed
took
the shit out of it.
he took like 2 more steps and was like, yeah, that's grand.
Yeah.
But did you see? Jur was telling me after when he walked by Jur, he just gave him a wink. Went an extra 2 steps and dropped on the ground. Like you, you strong bastard.
They're
Yeah,
so
he-
iconic.
he's-
Can I just say, right? The Brian Murray, who won the under 72s, he has been like training strongman for like 6 months.
That was the blonde young fella, wasn't it?
No,
He's not blondie sandy hair.
no,
No?
no.
I didn't just see a bunch of his stuff.
That's Thomas Kelly.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
Thomas Kelly. It
He's
is Thomas
19.
Kelly.
He's
It is
quite
Thomas
young.
Kelly, yeah.
But it's funny, right? So we came in probably at like half an hour, 40 minutes into it. So I was kind of looking, keeping an eye on the results to see who I would be interviewing out of the 72s, 80s and 90s. And you were gone at this point, but I remember turning to Emma and being like, okay, like this is who I think I'll potentially be interviewing. And this was coming into the Stones.
Yeah.
Sure, by the fucking end of the Stones, the whole list had changed.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
there's no predictability.
It's not you see, the thing with the events generally is people are going to have things that they're really good at.
Yeah.
If you're Rory, you're good at all of them.
Yeah.
But if you're anybody else, you'll have things that you're going to be good at that will shift.
Suit you,
I can move things around. So the under 80s, John Ginty, like beating Liam
He's some
McConville,
man.
huge upset.
Yeah.
That was a huge upset, beating the unbeatable. Like Liam McConville is like world class. So
Yeah.
now John Ginty
Is world class.
is world fucking
and he was
class.
so chill about doing it. Like, he's just going to go have a few cans later on. Like,
Yeah, we have we interviewed the winners of every weight class.
Yeah, he's
They're gonna
interviewed.
the
they're
interviews will
gonna-
probably be out before this is out.
The interviews
Yeah.
will be out before the interviews will be out today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll space them out over 3 days, or I might just throw them out all at once. We'll see. But yeah, the interviews will be out before this is out. But John Ginty, what a man! Then you had Thomas Kelly winning the under 90s. Charlie McGarry, shout out McGarry Barbell. Charlie actually put on a good display. Joe McCaffrey coming third there. Then we have the Women's Open. So I'm just going in order of what's in front of us here on strength results with the Women's Open. And that was Gail McComiskey, Kayla Mann. Kayla has just come back. That was her first comp in nearly 2 years, I think 18 months, 2 years.
So when I did the Strong Woman comp in late July, early August of last year, so 2024, she was pregnant, like was just about to have her baby. So like, and the baby was at the comp, like, and she was, or the baby was at your comp
Wee
as well.
Shawnee.
Like,
Little Sean.
so she must have only had him like about 6 months ago, if even.
Yeah, and she came back taking second in the Open at Ireland's Strongest Woman. I think ended up doing a max overhead of 70.
Holy shit.
I think it was a big overhead for her as well, so
Yeah.
that was a big moment for her. So well done, Kayla. She's actually doing a lot of the organising of Strong Women Ireland. and
Yeah,
there's other
she
people
does a
involved,
lot,
but
yeah, in the
she's a lot
background
for
there.
Strong Women
Yeah.
Ireland. Lucy Kenny coming third with the under 57s with Claire O'Hagan coming first there, and April Dardis coming second.
So April had won last year, so Claire managed to pip her this
Claire
year.
managed to pip her.
Holy shit, her shield. Oh my God, I've never seen someone like carry as fast. So I'd say they were about 30 seconds in, and she got up to, Killingroom was up the top, like marking her foot or whatever. And she thought that he had said, come back.
Yeah.
So she went back and he was like, no, go. And she lost like a little bit of momentum, but we were kind of raging because she was like super quick up until that point.
Yeah, I think I had gone over to see you in the gym
actual
at
gym,
that
yeah.
point. Yeah. With Claire O'Hagan, I remember her from being there from last year, but yeah, to pip her out was massive.
Yeah, she had a great day. Jade Harkin actually coaches her.
And doing an incredible job from
Yeah,
the looks of things. Then we had the women's under 64s. Mary Egan coming first, Rachel O'Brien coming second, and Niamh Magner taking third place there in the under 64s. It was another good weight class as well. It was a strong weight class. Then you've got the under 73s, Mairead McCormack coming first, and Circa Foy taking second place there.
So it's actually worth saying about Circa. She actually went in with an injury and didn't actually she did like the bare minimum in the event, so obviously she wouldn't zero and could place.
Yeah.
But like, to be fair to her, she obviously, because you go out in pairs, like for strongman or strongwoman, she went out for every single event with Mairead and just cheered her on for the 60
Fair play
seconds.
to her.
Yeah,
Fair
so
play
like
to her.
she went out, like say for the deadlift, and took like one rep at the lighter weight with a tens machine stuck to her.
Yeah.
And then just stayed and cheered on Mairead for the whole rest
Great
of it. So
sportsmanship there.
that was
from
great
Circa.
sportsmanship.
Well done. That's what we like to see. The under 82s, the women's under 82s, Jade Harkin taking first place. Jade, phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
I think
Very
really,
clinical.
Very clinical, really putting, I think
Doing a lot for
doing
the
a
sport
lot
and
for
getting
strong
more eyes
women
on
in
it.
Ireland
Yeah.
in general. I think she's really making big moves at the moment, so it's really, really cool to see, and it's paying off.
Yeah.
Sharon Williamson taking second, and Tirza Foster coming third there. Sharon's heavily involved in GSP as well, I believe, is she?
Yes. Yeah. So
heavily
she
involved.
went straight into reffing afterwards.
Yeah,
So
I
she
mean,
reffed for
same-
the lads.
I mean, John Ginty went straight into reffing
Yeah,
as
he
well.
couldn't interview with me until like that
Yeah,
evening.
until
so he was
afterwards. Like, I
reffing.
mean,
yeah.
it's
Jade jumped on the live stream. Like,
Jade jumped straight onto the live stream. I think she was on it with her husband, was she?
yes, yeah, Jack was on it.
Then we get into the men's 105s. We had Chris Harrison. I actually got to compete with Chris in my first comp. He came second. I'd come third at it. Chris, really, really lovely fella.
Yeah, so sound.
So sound, great to talk to. He was telling me some of the ways that he trains and stuff. Miles Hutchinson coming second there, and William McKnight coming third. Again, Chris is a phenomenal strongman to be around. I mean, hopefully, Chris, if you listen to the pod at all, definitely I'll reach out and try and get a training session in together over the next couple of months. I think it'll be sick, whether you can come down or I'll come up, either or. Because I have seen Chris train in McGarry Barbell.
Oh, no way, he's that close.
I don't know if he's that close or just travel there.
Oh,
That might not be a bad bridge point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that's only like an hour and
you can do, because they've got the
a bit
strongman
from
kit
there.
up there and they've got powerlifting kit. We could do like an all. We could all take a spin. You know, it'd be a fun day out. So McGarry Barbell, we're coming. Then the men's open. We said Rory O'Hagan taking first place, Joe Buckley coming second, and Cathal McNally coming third. And special shout out to our own Dr. Tom Daly taking fourth place. I don't know who came fourth place in any other classes, but obviously he was our own. So very, very pleased for Tom there coming fourth against a fucking stacked lineup. Like these top three.
Yeah, they're strong.
like it was.
But I mean, these
unreal.
boys are unbelievable. And I mean, for Rory,
What age is Rory?
He won all the events
Is he
except for
24? He won the first
all.
four.
He didn't win the
stone
stone
at
to
the
shoulder.
end.
He could have if he wanted to. He needed one.
okay.
I think he needed one or two.
Yes, yeah.
And that was
It
it.
was two because he did two.
Yeah.
But to be fair,
And
I
then
think he just needed one.
Was it just one?
I think he just needed one. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. I think he just needed
I
one.
loved
'cause
how
was so
he
far ahead.
like waited till everyone else was nearly finished on the log and like opened on like more or less what he needed.
Yeah, he said he was doing that from the very beginning.
That's fucking wild, like.
But he's got such a reach over everyone else.
Yeah.
It's like, it was similar to what had happened with my deadlifts. Everyone was pretty much finished by the time I took my opener.
Yeah.
When you have a lift like that where you have 10,
The upper
20
hand.
kilos over
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
else, it's just like you may as well just sit
Yeah.
it out. Especially with the rising bar system. Like the trouble with that though could be that you open up
Too
too
heavy.
late, or you open up heavy, and you're like,
and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
and you can't go anywhere, and you're following yourself.
Yeah.
So, or
If
if you
you
open,
missed like 130 and wanted to take it again, you're taking it straight
Straight
away.
away.
Yeah.
Like there was 60 seconds between your 310 and your 330.
yeah,
Or
lightweight.
thereabouts.
Listen, Kenny knows.
Fucking
greatest- Kenny
greatest powerlifters in the country.
Well, you said it. Listen,
Yeah,
those
and I
words have
regret
never
it
left my mouth.
ever since.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like, I don't know, some would say like similar, not exactly, but similar to like the Tom Brady of Irish powerlifting.
Remember when
No
I
one has
compared
ever
you to
said
like the Abby Lee Miller of Irish powerlifting? Did that humble you a little bit?
The dance moms.
Not until I seen the pictures.
Yeah, the pictures.
Look,
make it
I
worse.
just like keeping you humble.
You have your work cut out.
Yeah,
You have your work cut out there.
Somebody has
Yeah.
to try.
That was the INSF, Ireland's Strongest Man and Woman.
Yeah,
well
that
done,
was a great
everyone.
day.
That was a great day. I did try to get some videos, but I know Mario with Motion Master is now doing Strong Pass and Lift
Yeah.
Pass. We'll touch on that in a few minutes. But I wasn't able to find it. I do have a subscription. I wasn't able to find it afterwards, so I'll find out from the boys how to get it so I can pull up that footage in future. Another bit of footage that I could not get my hands on. I did have the live stream, but it was really like, it was jinky. It was not great. It kept jumping. Was the WPC World Championships or World Cup in Egypt. Our very own Shane Brody competed at that. Shane, I think he squatted 320. That was his opener. That was his best squat on the day. I didn't get to see the other ones because, like I said, the live stream wasn't great. I think he either benched in the 150s or in the 170s, one or the other. He went in. He was in Masters 2, single ply.
When you're up that
at the
far, they're
100
both the
kilos.
same.
Yeah, 100 kilo weight class. And then he ended up deadlifting 260, which was a master's record. So it was a fourth attempt. So in WPC, you can take a fourth attempt for a
yeah,
record.
for-
And he got 260 on that.
play to him.
And Graham Quirk, Graham owns a gym, which is a fitness factory, isn't it?
Fitness
in
factory in
Nina. Jesse Morning.
Oh, he owns that
Yeah,
gym.
that's where
Oh,
Jesse
right,
Morning's
okay.
trained out of.
Yeah.
And he actually ended up winning. I think he won Masters 1 Worlds in his weight class.
Whoa.
So again, single ply equipped, I believe. So Graham, Shane, both on the scene for a very, very
Yeah.
long time. I mean, Shane is powerlifting 30 years.
Longer than I've been alive.
Yeah,
and you've been alive.
He's been powerlifting longer than most people have been living.
100%,
As in
he's
current
been-
athletes in the
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah, he's been in the game,
Which is incredible.
Decades.
So
Like,
Shane,
plural.
well done there. And I mean, that was Shane's like best deadlift in like, I was talking to him yesterday, I sent him a text. That was his best deadlift in like, since 2022?
No, stop.
Wow.
And there I am, like
Yeah.
giving out about not hitting a PB in like fucking
Since
6 months.
2022, just keep,
And
and
this
he's
fella's
done
had
he's
30
done
years.
Yeah.
loads of comps in that time, and this is the best. So deadlift went really well from whatever.
He must
clicked, it
like
clicked.
really love the process. Like,
I'd love to ask a fella like him. I don't know if this will be lost on some people, but do you know the story of Sisyphus
no.
in Greek?
No, but I know you have it on your belt.
Yeah, basically, to cut a long story short, Sisyphus was a guy back in ancient Greece. He committed a crime, and the gods punished him. They punished him to push a boulder up a hill, and basically the hill started off as a slight slope, and it got higher and steeper. And they told him that when he got the rock to the top of the hill, that his punishment was over, and he could go back to the real world. But it's a task that he could never complete, so he was basically sent there for just the rest of time. And I just like that analogy because I guess throughout life, or even like in powerlifting, so we all feel like Sisyphus.
Yeah.
But especially a man like him who's been doing it for decades.
Yeah, it's like you're never really done. Like,
Yeah, like, I mean, you just become so accustomed and you enjoy the process of pushing the stone. You almost don't care about getting it to the top of the hill. And even, I imagine, if he did, he'd probably just push the stone back down again.
Yeah.
Do it again, just to do it again.
Yeah, because otherwise...
what else are you supposed
what
to
else
do?
is
Because
supposed
what
to
else are you
do?
doing?
Like,
So,
it becomes such a huge part of our identity.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? You know, it's like... I don't know. I mean, I just love the process of it. I think it's applicable to so many other facets and aspects of your life. You can apply it to a lot of different things, just the discipline that comes with it. The learning to take your time, not to rush things. You know, progress takes time.
Yeah.
It's the same for everything. Everything in life. We're so accustomed in this, you know, era to that kind of instant Polaroid generation. Almost click a button and you immediately have access to whatever you want. Whereas it's just not really how things work. There was once upon a time if you contact someone in Australia, it would take weeks and months. Yeah. Whereas now it's like instantaneous. It's just the world is different, and I think the expectations of everything, we're so accustomed to have everything instantly.
Yeah.
We expect instant gratification results from a lot of things we do. And it, powerlifting, strength sports in general, the gym, that like your body will humble you fast. It does not adapt overnight. It's not instantaneous. It takes
it's
time.
not.
And you need to really, really like engage and enjoy the process. So, I wanted to pull this up. Jack, you'll be particularly interested in this. Jamie, could you pull up Hafthor Bjornsson, please? Pulling 470 kgs raw on the elephant bar. So Hafthor, 4 weeks out currently, one heavy deadlift session left. So he is prepping for the Ireland Strongman Classic. And that's going to be on February 28th. So it's just such a huge feat of strength. Especially to do it raw. I know the elephant bar is there, but now there's no figure of eight straps. He'll have his normal straps, no figure of eights, no suit. This is going to be something special. Jamie, if you could just play that. Like, the guy is a monster.
He's just a freak.
He's one of the greatest strength athletes of all time.
I would say so. As well.
And an event depending, like he has the ability to beat Mitch Hooper depending on the events that come up.
And that's
but I mean,
very good
look
pull.
at that. That was such a smooth pull. No hitch, no nothing. He very rarely hitches anyway.
Yeah.
To be fair.
There was Sebastian Oreb, Australian strength coach, obviously making his way over to Iceland as part of Hafthor's prep. But I mean, the guy is he's an actual giant, but he's such a good deadlifter. For yourself, Jack, do you see yourself ever pursuing something like that, coming after like something so big and crazy after you've kind of ticked the boxes you want to tick in powerlifting? Do you see yourself ever like, because I mean, if there's anyone I actually know in person that could potentially like, I could say I'd like to break the all-time world record in deadlift. Like, you're about the only person I actually know that I think would be capable of it. And that's across strongman and powerlifting.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm going to try and not let that get to my head too much. I guess, with deadlift, a goal I've had since I started was to pull 1,000 pounds. So that's 455.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it in an Irish PF camp. I'd love to do it just on calibrated plates, a power bar, like chalk, just to have everything almost like go against me to make it as hard as possible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know how far away that would be. I imagine it would take some time. But in terms of like even going higher than that, I guess if I got past that and I decided to bridge into strongman, because that's something like Ian has been trying to do since I started training.
You've seen the
every
size,
second
bro.
day. Come over here. This
Like you
this
want
is
to
fun.
see, these boys get paid.
Yeah, they do. I definitely like, you know, like I'll be honest about it. Like I think if I hopped on and I got some good training, like I think I'd definitely be able to get close to 500 for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely think I would.
It's just the idea of that is just crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it's sick.
Like whether you do or you don't, it's just the fact that could be something on the horizon for you over the next 10 years of your career is wild.
Yeah, maybe.
What's Hafthor? Hafthor must be 36, 37 years old. He's the same age as me.
I think he's
36. at least.
36 anyway, for sure.
I don't know if he's a little older or a little young, but I think we're both in around the same year.
And it's mad to think as well, like since when he pulled 501 the first time, so he went on that huge cut, took up boxing, fought
tore his
Eddie Hall.
pec.
Yeah, went through a load of like just crazy life stuff, and now he's back again, and he's back to there already.
Yeah,
like it shows. I know people will say, "Oh, there's a lot of other stuff at play," but it shows just genetically, like this dude is just supposed.
He was
to be
made.
a
He was
monster.
made to pick up the most weight in the
Yeah,
world. He looks
he's-
like someone
Yeah.
that can pick up the most weight off the floor
Like
in the
he
world.
comes from a heritage of just big, strong motherfuckers.
Yeah, if there's Vikings, it's him.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
him. Like,
Could
imagine-
like you imagine
Him getting
like
off the ship.
500 years ago? Yeah, and him getting off a ship wielding an axe. Just like you're fucking done. Like
What are you gonna do? Like just, all right, yeah, have it.
Cool.
Take it. Yeah.
yeah, I don't want it anyway. You keep it. Like
I'll carry it for you. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, yeah, what an incredible feat of strength. I mean, it's just when you see something like that, it's just you have to acknowledge it. And another thing that I wanted to acknowledge is I had come across a rugby player at New Zealand All Black, Fletcher Newell, squatting 275 kilos. And what was interesting to me about it, one, I love rugby. Two, I love squats and powerlifting. But really, when you see someone like that, this again, Jamie, will you pull up Fletcher Newell? I think there's a TikTok tab open there. Watch this: high bar squats,
Sham.
SPD knee sleeves, SPD belt. So the guy obviously likes at least some of our shit. Not Lift Éire powerlifting or strength sports in general.
well, yeah, like with like an SBD bill, you don't have one of those
Unless you know.
you're taking
Yeah, unless
strength
you know.
sports
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
IYK.
It took me a second to realize what you're even saying.
Holy shit.
He held that well.
What's that?
275.
275.
275 is what it says. So this is the All Blacks TikTok.
Bunch of
Just his
fine
position overall. But
Calm
you
down, mate.
and rugby players, man.
They are
Yeah,
though.
calm down.
You and rugby players.
Andrew Blackwood told Andrew
Oh, Andrew
Porter.
Blackwood, fine thing. Is that?
Is that what you want?
Andrew Blackwood told Andrew Porter or showed him that I called him a fucking fine thing.
What did he say?
I know. I didn't ask. I was like,
DM
please,
him.
that's
Hey, no,
DM
do you know what
him
he-
now.
he
DM
said,
him now.
I'm married.
yeah, he is married. He's still a fine thing.
Yeah, you can be good looking. I'm married.
True, you can.
Yeah.
And
Apparently,
Porter's
getting
one
married
of them.
makes you better looking.
Interesting.
So that's why I got married. I couldn't take it, man. I'd carry a stick around everywhere. Just
Yeah,
step back. I'm married. And now look at me now. Now I have a podcast and 3 friends.
Well, 2 today.
Yeah, I got 2 kids and Big Jamie.
Well, Jamie comes as a friend.
I got Big Jamie.
And a
Yeah,
kid.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually doubles as
Oh,
one
where
of
did,
each.
where did it all go wrong? But yeah, Fletcher Newell, 275 kilo squat, whatever
That's
the
pretty
squat
cool.
looking immaculate. Again, imagine him and Andrew Porter on a podium. One
Be sick.
One rep in the New Zealand singlet, one rep in the Irish singlet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, relax.
Will you fuck
You-
off?
Like,
I don't mean it
you're
like that.
aging.
Topless
over there, relax,
deadlifts
will you?
are gone. Okay? Yeah, I know. But
Shut up.
we can get them into the ab series.
Yeah, we could.
But it's just the prospect of like these athletes that play at the top level of these sports. They're the cream of the crop.
They're the
Pinnacle,
pinnacle,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
They're the pinnacle of what athletes can do. And especially if you are in the front row, or in the forwards, or in the pack at all,
Yeah.
chances are you're fucking massive. Who's supposed to compete? Connor Kenny was actually supposed to compete the weekend.
That's right.
So he unfortunately he couldn't. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I presume he doesn't listen to the pod. But Connor, if you do, I'd love to reach out and maybe have a chat with you about your retirement from sports and getting into strongman and what the transition's been like, if that's something you're up for. But yeah, I was hoping to see him there. But apparently his rate of progress has been pretty phenomenal from what I've seen in comments. So hopefully everything is good, because I know he's had a couple of surgeries.
I was chatting
led
to actual Jar about it.
Yeah,
and,
led to his retirement.
he was saying obviously he got his a few vertebrae fused.
Yeah.
And I guess as well, like just with even like cleaning the log, the fact that like there's just no like space to move.
Yeah, he has no
He's
space.
finding
He
it
can't
very
extend
difficult.
into the flex. He can't extend the flex.
Yeah, so and I think he's just dealing with a few problems like that. But listen, he's obviously a strong guy. He's been like playing high level sports for quite a while. So I'd say if he wants to stick around, there's no better person than someone like that will find a way to just keep going.
Yeah.
It'd be very cool to see it because he would be one of the only ones that you can go is, well, you've Adam Bishop. Excuse me. Adam Bishop, he was, I don't know if he still is, but he was at one point one of the strength coaches for Harlequins Rugby. And Adam is one of the top British strongmen.
Oh, really?
I think he just competed at Giants Live, did he? Did he compete it?
He did, yeah.
He just competed in the one just gone. Phenomenal deadlifter as well.
Huge
and I think he
deadlifter.
used to play rugby.
Okay.
Maybe not to the level of like
But
the
club
rest
rugby
of
over
the
there, like,
Harlequins
is
players, but
pretty
massive,
fucking big.
massive.
Like,
You're like semi-pro. You're
Yeah.
like you're tipping away.
You had a few guys like that, like Terry Hollands played rugby at one point.
Terry.
Big T. Yeah, I would love to see more crossover. And I think we're only going to see more of it
Yeah.
as time goes. So, listen, Andrew Porter, Blackwood, reach out to him again. This time,
Come on the pod.
Yeah,
We
just
won't have Maeve here. We'll keep her
we'll
behind
keep
the desk.
Maeve. We'll keep Maeve.
We will be
Lads,
in between.
he's trained in the college gym when I've been there.
And that's why you've
does
been
he
asked
know
to
you were
leave.
there?
Were you?
He didn't know who I was.
He knows now.
I was fucking working, like, I had to be there.
Did you have?
Is that why you got the
you
job?
had
was-
to keep going over to his rack and wait?
No, so we've like a high performance gym beside the actual like gym that I work in. So they were all like, that was booked out and they were all training in there, but he saw the TDE racks and came in and benched on the combo rack as opposed to like a squat cage.
And you were
So-
like,
So
hi,
he knows.
Say
Andrew.
hi.
Hi, Andrew.
No, I wasn't.
I'm Maeve.
Shut up.
Dr. Maeve.
I'm Dr. Mannion.
Do you have anything nice to say?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Jack, your hair looks great today.
Thanks, man. I shaved it yesterday for you.
Hey, listen, I can see the reflection of love on top of it.
You can see the reflection of anything on this.
Do you shave your head yourself?
I do, yeah.
Interesting.
Man of many talents.
Oh, yeah. Just with a big knife, sharpen it.
Sharpens it with his hook grip.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it's actually pretty easy.
What, to shave your head?
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for like 5 years now.
Fair.
And I think it suits the fuck out of you. You are a good looking bald man. I
I actually work with a guy. His name's Richard. He's going bald. And yesterday he shaved his head for the first time. And he's so conscious about it.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Don't worry, it gets better, bro.
Yeah, it's like, trust me, the first like
He's
week
so
or two,
conscious about it, so I decided to
legal
out
man.
him on a fucking podcast. That's
Yeah.
so sound of you.
Listen, he's not in this scene. He won't know. If he does hear this, Dick, it suits you. Just, roll with it.
Yeah, just rock it.
Yeah, rock
bro.
it. Roll with it.
Rock it. I always wonder, I'm definitely going to go bald. I definitely have like a slight receding hairline.
Slight. Man, you'll
mean
be
slight?
fine. Yeah, like you
Oh.
say you're losing your hair. Like, man. I'd be lucky to have a head of hair like that. Chill the fuck out.
Here I am
Jets.
hiding it with a hat.
Yeah, exactly. You're fucking Bradley Martin over here with that. But yeah, he actually has hair.
Yeah, I do. I've
You're
got
fine.
hair, Yeah. But I just don't want to be too good looking. You know? I want
You have to cover it up
I
for
want
us.
people to take me seriously, so I wear a hat everywhere like a schoolboy.
Oh, yeah.
Lads,
So-
I
so
apologize
serious.
about this cough. Like, no one get near this mic. It is highly contagious. It's a
This is the first and last time I'm going to sit on the same couch.
yeah, never sit on the same side of the couch as me. So before we move on, we do have a couple of questions I want to get into, and I want to get into testing out the ammonia salts. We
yes.
will also get Alex to do it, but this is basically what's going to clear up my sickness today or make it
right,
worse.
yeah.
But before we get any further, I do want to quickly shout out the Abs Lift Pass. I was speaking to Jeff Arndt about it. I think this is an incredible incentive, an incredible idea. And he does not have many good ideas. So this is
So you
definitely
should
one.
take heed when he does have one.
Jamie, could you pull up the video? I had Jay send me over the video for it. Again, we're not affiliated with it. We're not sponsored by it or anything, but I just think it's incredible to see another initiative coming out of Irish powerlifting. You might need to switch the volume over, Jamie, from headphones. Go down to the bottom of your screen, your middle screen, and then just click the little speaker icon, and then you can switch the output to Philips.
So, Jamie, you don't need to go to college. You're learning loads here.
If you go full screen that up, Jamie.
lads, I feel like I was just at the cinema.
Yeah, so that is the Abs Lift Pass. So over 80 live events on it for this year. Possibly more are going to pop up. So basically, from what I'm gathering, is this is going to be a place where you can get live stream access to strength events. Because I think they have Strong Pass as well. I assume the two things are linked up. So this is a standalone product from Abs. I presume Abs Lift Pass is to do with the series, but Strong Pass is going to be the overall presentation of all these different events. I think it's a massive incentive. I think Jay, I know, put in a massive investment last year, towards the end of last year, into creating this. It's currently, I think it's about €10 a month for a subscription.
Yeah, you get your first 14 days free.
First 14 days free. You get access to all the live events, and the quality, I would imagine, is going to be good.
Yeah.
I think, being able to go back, watch your own lifts, watch your own lifters, and just being able to do that for a tenner rather than having to buy something every time.
Well, it's actually gone up to €15 now for the Abs ones were €15 and the Irish PF ones I think are 12. It's not a tenner anymore.
Yeah, it was $12.50. I bought the live stream for Phenom, which also isn't bad.
No.
But I just think being able, if everything is on Lift Pass, I think you're going to see some big stuff come from it. I think if he releases, I was chatting to him, I think there might be an app on the horizon. I mean, imagine being able to open an app and literally.
Oh God, just
like
accessibility.
literally Netflix for strength
for
sports.
powerlifting, yeah.
Netflix, I think
Or
they're
strength
covering
sports, yeah.
Netflix for strength sports in general.
Lift Pass and chill.
Yeah, Lift Pass and chill. Put that in a t-shirt.
Put that in a t-shirt.
He would not.
Jack said it first, so you don't get to rob it.
Yeah. Trademarked.
But yeah, I just think it's cool. I think if anybody can support it, go ahead and support it. Another homegrown thing, and I'd love to see it grow more and be utilized a lot more across more federations in the country. I think it's going to be a big thing.
And it kind of just mainstreams like everything. It's all in the one place.
Yeah, I'd love to get Jay on to talk about it. So we'll see. He might be making it down next weekend or the weekend after. So we will see. No promises with Jay Farrand, thank God.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, lads, that was the Abs Lift Pass. Go check it out if you can. I'm sure more info will be available as time goes on. We'll be continuing to plug it. But for now, I would like to get into the questions. Let's see what we've got. So we'll start off with some questions here. We have Kayla Lifts the Things. So that is Kayla Mann.
Yeah.
John Ginty winning his first INSF title. That man has put in a rake of work and coming out on top. Yeah, so that's John that beat out Liam McConville.
Yeah.
Absolute savage day out for him. I think he did an incredible performance, and I think it's really, really cool to see more people getting up to a higher level and being able to have more competition rather than having shallow weight classes. It's good to see a lot more competition there. We interviewed him afterwards. Really, really a real character of a man.
Yeah. Funny, nice guy.
Funny guy, real character.
Had his few cans afterwards.
And just
that's
again,
all he wanted.
Just throwing his his hand in to help out wherever he can, and it's really cool to see it. We had Patrick McKiernan. Thoughts on Ireland's natural strongest man? Is Rory O'Hagan human? No, I don't think so. Rory is he's got another level. I think, regardless of where he goes, he looks like a top class athlete.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah,
he's kind of someone that comes up and never looks like he's under too much pressure.
Yeah.
I've seen him go head to head with some of the best. I've seen him go head to head with. I think he had a head to head run with Matthew McKeegan last year, and I can't remember if he beat him or not. I'm pretty sure he beat Matthew.
Okay.
I'm almost certain he did. And there's a decent amount of weight between them as well, I think.
Okay.
And size. So, I mean, and with Rory being a natural athlete, it's
he's also quite young, isn't he?
He's very young. He's
24.
He's 24, yeah. 23, 24. Guy is just phenomenal. I think he's going to be a spectacle to watch. And
he already is.
I think he's
a
big household name and strongman for the future. I think he's going to represent us massively. Cian Madden, how's our boy doing? Cian, update on how the Nike Bar is handling Pinedo Jesus's heavy loads. That's some multiple.
Love that.
JK's in brackets in case we didn't know who Pinedo Jesus is.
Yeah, no, we got it.
How do you think the Nike Bar is handling your heavy load?
My heavy load is doing fine. We've only used the bar. I didn't get to use it last week. Just obviously with being up in Galway, but from the squats, benches, and deadlift that we've all gotten to use it. It's handling reasonably well.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's still super early to give our opinion to the actual masses on.
What you say you're working up on deadlift? 350 this week?
350. So yeah, we'll take that. I do find the knurling, it's not very aggressive. Now the bar is super fresh, so like it's able to stay
withstand
in
it,
our
yeah.
hand
Yeah.
pretty well. But I'd be interested in we'll say 3 or 4 or 5 months, just with the build up of shock and just the wear.
What the wear is
Yeah.
going to be like. That's where I'm going to be interested as well.
What it'll actually be like. But if you're spending money, I would still go for an Ohio power bar.
Yeah, I'd be the same. I'd
They're
still go
the
for
same in price, aren't they?
more or less the same
Very
in price.
similar.
Yeah.
What I would say, if you're in the strength space or the powerlifting space, then I would still recommend Rogue bars. I think they're the best value.
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
terms of, especially the stainless steel one. I think it's one of my favorite bars in the market. The Nike one, what I'm curious about is how it holds up versus the black oxide Rogue.
Yeah.
And if you're in a gym space and you're trying to decide the bar, that for me is going to be the determining factor. The both
Yeah.
seem to be of the same build quality, share a lot of the same characteristics and attributes. But for me, I think it's going to be, does that black fade off the same way it does in the Rogue
Yeah.
bar? Because I don't think the black oxide bar actually wears very well in time.
Yeah.
Whereas
No.
the stainless steel stays kind of
Yeah.
immaculate if you look after it. We've got Katie Kavanagh, Dawn Stacey's post-baby C-section comeback, 15 kg off her best total. Yeah, we touched on that.
savage
Absolute
performance.
Yeah,
savage
unbelievable.
performance from Dawn. Dawn, well done again. Everybody's rooting for you. Then we had Katie again. Rory, Jur and Cahill really delivered at Natural Ireland's Strongest Man. They absolutely did. I think they did a phenomenal job. I think strongman in Ireland is in a really, really healthy space, and I think the growth is really going to be taken off over the next couple of years. I'm really excited to see it. And shout out to Ger, my own strongman coach, who I think he put on a phenomenal performance. He was unlucky on some of the events. His yoke and his Hustafel in training were looking outrageous. Like, he's so fast. It's just, what do you do? You're up against Rory. What do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? Marcel Sidars, Jack needs to have the mic closer or speak up full volume. Barely hear him. Yep. I should have read that before I read it out.
To be fair, that was like one
We've
episode.
been working on it. Yeah, we've been trying.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it gets adjusted. We're working on some volume stuff. We are gonna fix it. But Jack is just a very soft spoken lover.
I'm just a soft-spoken man. I'm just a gentle lover. Gentle man, gentle lover.
That's it. Unless you're a Nike deadlifter,
Oh yeah, they ain't getting it hard.
getting that heavy load. Marcel again. Gotta lower the volume when Ian starts talking, as it's too loud. Marcel, you could just turn the volume down yourself, bro.
So gotta turn me up and
I'm
turn you
joking.
down.
It's sometimes, you see, when I go in to adjust it in the post edit, I bring up the volume for yours, and then mine ends up going way too high.
Ah yes.
So Marcel, I
And
do
me and
appreciate.
Alex are just perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. I do appreciate the feedback, and we'll continue to work on it. We might need to bring in someone to show us how to do it better. But thank you for listening and listening so closely that our voices annoy you. And then we have Leopard Lifter. Just a massive thank you to all the volunteers, Phenom and the Irish PF for a Super Comp weekend. Yeah, I think it would be nothing without the volunteers. We would literally have nothing to show for the sport, and it's always, you always get reminded of it when you're at these competitions across different gyms across the country, of just how big and supportive the community is.
Yep.
Everybody, puts a hand in, and it's always excellent to see it. We had a handful, I think maybe 2 or 3 anonymous ones. Phoenix Whelan unofficially breaking the under 105 junior squat record in his second comp over the weekend. Yeah, we touched on Phoenix. I mean, he's definitely up there with some of our top future athletes, without a doubt. So it's very, very exciting again to see if he lasts out.
Imagine what he could do in the next 5 years as a junior.
That's
I
it.
know,
You see,
yeah.
if he has a
Sick.
long career in the sport, I'm very, very excited to see what he can
Yeah.
put together. Then we had one more, Kayla Mann in the Opens at INSF Nationals, 5 months after having a baby, and came second. That's a fair accomplishment. Yeah, I think Kayla, congratulations, you had a
Unbelievable.
phenomenal performance, and
Yeah.
it's always really inspiring to see someone come back.
Like, what an
Especially
example that you're setting.
what an
like.
example
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
set for others, and I think it's super inspiring. And to put on a big performance, the log 70 kilo log was crazy. I think, yeah, well done
Yeah, it
done
was
to
unreal.
everybody. So yeah, guys, that is it for the questions. It is time.
Could I take a break for a minute? I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you can start recording, Jamie. All right, and bringing us up to the last segment of today's podcast episode. For those of you that are listening only, I apologize in advance for I don't know how this is going to go, but basically, a couple of weeks ago, we got the Obsidian Monster Energy smelling salts. So these have now been activated.
I can't wait for these. I've been excited for.
I'm so nervous, and I wish
The
I
better
drank a
part of
can
the
of
month.
Monster
We've
before
also
this.
got the Bud Light ammonia,
Ew.
and we've got the menthol tobacco, which is called Menthol Regret, and we have got the filtered regret.
I'm not smelling either of them.
Yeah, we're gonna
you have to.
No.
Now the question is do we sniff them all, or do we start with?
Do we start with one and do like a round?
Oh yeah, that's a better one.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's do it. Okay.
Well then, wait. As in, like, do we just do one this week?
No, we're going to do all four of them.
Yeah.
But we're just going to do like one at a time.
I think. Where do we want to start, guys?
Save the Monster to last.
Yeah. I was just going to start with there. 'cause
All right, go on. Take
go?
it, and pass it down the line. Oh my good God!
I love
Is this
salts.
going to smell like cigarettes or something?
I don't know.
guess
We're gonna
that's-
find out.
I guess that's the idea.
Why would you want to fucking?
I took it. He took a drag off it and everything.
This is strong. Oh, fuck. I have a headache.
What the fuck?
Oh my God!
My eyes are watering. Good off. You take my glasses off. It's getting serious. I think I need to take my shirt off as well.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm crying already.
Yeah, I'm.
But to be fair, I used to have a pretty high tolerance to salts. I don't use them an awful lot recently, but
So yeah, Maeve, there's instructions on them. You have your salts before. How not to die. Add 1 cap full of water and shake well. Done. Keep bottle 2 to 4 inches from nose and replace cap after use.
2 inches. Sham, 2 inches is a lot.
2 to 4. 2 to 4.
Massive.
2 is a lot when you're looking.
2 is a lot. You
Especially
know what I'm saying?
Especially when you need it. Do you know what I mean?
Know what I'm saying?
Go on, get in there.
Can I just do the calf?
No.
Nah, fuck it.
Oh, this is gonna really smell.
Listen,
Ian,
we're
this is
already-
like the fucking pineapple or whatever
Listen,
the fuck, the watermelon.
We're an hour and 40 and we can make it 2 hours 40.
This is my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
It's, listen,
One of
it's
them.
super easy. Just
Oh, can you not look at me? Can you just both look that way?
Yeah. We'll look at the cameras. Dead ass. Does it smell like cigarettes? Because all I smelled was regret.
yeah, all I smelled was pain.
Here we go. Menthol. Man, your 4 inches is way bigger than my 4 inches. That one didn't seem to hit you as hard enough.
It's a lot more obviously minty, so it's not as hard. You can definitely get it closer in.
Oh, that one hit me in the back of the head, Sean.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Oh,
It is definitely nicer though.
yeah, it's definitely like more doable.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the weirdest podcast I've ever heard.
I do love the branding.
The branding's
It's like
class.
it's like the Marlboro.
I don't like that.
Whoa. Jamie, you want to hit?
Which one, the red or the green?
No, we give him the green.
Green.
All right, so we're into the Bud Light. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I thought this was a good idea. Okay, Bud Light.
Pass.
Brewed using the choicest violence, pain, misery, and regret. Packaging is sick, so the branding is definitely. Jamie's
I
taking
hope
a hit
the
off
mic's got
camera.
that.
Oh my god, my eyes are leaking. Ooh. So, this one came prepared, so we already had it. Comes in a cool package.
I do
Glass
love the
bottle.
branding. I love
Glass
the branding.
bottle.
Glass
Very
bottle.
demure. Imagine fucking that back at your handler.
But that's the thing with some of these,
I'm a bit nervous about this one.
because you'd often see like people add a meat, or they'll sniff the ammonia and then throw away the bottle.
I generally will. I'll
You
just fuck
couldn't
it
do
back
that with
like.
this.
I'm definitely a bit nervous with this one.
Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. Oh man. Fuck me. That hit me hard.
Tune in next week for more.
We're not ending it on that.
Oh, okay.
Holy shit. That put me back in my seat. Take a bigger one.
Oh, can't breathe.
Doesn't it?
Are you
It
okay?
actually took my breath away.
Whoa.
It
It's
actually
like
took
the
my
first time I
breath
ever seen Jack Kenny.
away. Oi.
Can't I touch my pearls and all after that?
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
You
No,
need to take a
no,
drink
go
of
on, do
water.
it. It's you'll
Just
be
smell
fine.
the cap even. Just smell the cap.
Yeah, it's just. Oh my goodness! How could you even use that?
What did it smell like? I can't enter into the unknown until you tell me.
It smells like pain.
It's just pain.
It's not even. It's just it immediate. You can't even breathe.
Yeah, that's
It's like
so
do you ever
aggressive.
go swimming and get a load of water up your nose? That's what it feels
Yeah.
like. Now breathe. It gets better.
Yeah, trust me. Just give it 5 seconds. Oh man, you have to watch this with video. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that's.
okay, Maeve?
I think that's by far one of the hardest
That
moments
is.
I've ever had. That's a hard one. Like,
Maeve's drooling and all. Just one to go.
yeah, there's one more.
So we're into the monster.
Is there like a strength rating on any of them?
No, but we can gauge it for ourselves. So we know that one is.
Yeah, that's full. That's full pain. Lift heavy, don't die.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm sweating, lads. We're into the Monster Zero Ultras. Jack was actually the one that sent this to me. He was the one that found it first. And that inspired this whole thing.
Oh, there's a smell of this.
Does it smell like Monster?
It kind of does. But like I'm saying kind of pretty loosely. It's a lot more manageable than that. You'd actually be able to get a huff off it. Get your nose into that.
Ready?
It's like pure zesty.
Very zesty.
It's very zesty. It's like the citrusy like smell
Yeah,
you
it's
actually
like-
get from a can of Monster. Yeah. At least that's to cleanse the palate after
Yeah,
that
that's-
fucking abomination.
I don't know if I can do that then.
Spicy air. It's not that bad. It's just that one's more of a stinger. This one.
That's just a punch to the face.
That's literally a punch into the lungs.
yeah.
Go on, give
You
it a
can
go.
do it. You can do it. Trust me, it's a lot easier.
Okay, well, there's nothing off the cap.
Yeah, you gotta give it a shake and stick it your face.
I think next time we do this, I'm going to wear sunglasses.
Yeah, or a hat.
Yeah.
It's either went really well or really terribly.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think anything compares to that.
Can we end this now?
Yeah, so
it's over.
folks, Obsidian smelling salts. We're if you have any salts out there that you recommend, we'll try them out. We have a couple of other things. Do you know what I'm going to bring next time? The new fulfill bar. That might be a bit easier.
Is there nuts in it? 'Cause I'm allergic.
I don't know. It's cappuccino flavor or something. Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet either, but apparently it's out. I'll bring in that and we'll maybe do a taste test and some new monsters or new cans of rain. Folks, if you
Okay,
made
man.
it, if you've managed to sit through the longest part, which is this stupid.
Just
By the
the
way,
smell
the
is
Ab
just-
series mini replica belts.
Very cool. Very cool.
They're going to be on display behind us beside the sign. We're going to try and get an Éire singlet up at the other side of it. We might frame a Kenny singlet and stick it up there.
I have a few old ones. I will bring them in.
So bring them in and we'll put some stuff on display. But yeah, Obsidian smelling salts. If you have any other salts out there that you recommend and you want to see us
Don't.
suffer with,
Like, literally don't.
definitely bring them. For me, my favourite was probably either the tobacco or the menthol.
I like the red one.
Yeah, the
I
red,
like
the red ones I
tobacco.
think is the most like usable and doable. That the Bud Light.
I'd like to try that versus a fresh, the world's strongest smelling
Yeah,
salts.
That's
I'd like to try them back to back just because
because you're sick.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
like that hits so hard.
So you were right, Maeve. You would one day cry on this podcast,
Yep.
and today was the day.
Today's it.
So
Let's end it.
folks, thank you very much for tuning into today's episode. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really does. It helps us out a lot. It means a lot to us for everyone that does follow along, keep engaging with us. And if you have any suggestions, things you'd like us to discuss, make sure you hit us up. I can't really think properly.
No more
But
sauce.
yeah, ladies and gents, that's it for now. We'll see you next time. Shinne, we're out. Peace.
Slán sibh.